Mm-hmm. All right. Hey, everybody. I'm sure y'all can see me sitting here smacking and eating. This is just a test, but I'm glad you're here. Hey, Pope, how's it going? Uh, I would like to talk to you, Pope, if you would send me an email. We had some weird crap happening. Hey, what's going on, Zazel? Good to see you, man. Yeah, some weird crap happened the other day. It wasn't pleasant for me at all. I'm just trying out some new stuff here to see what it's going to look like. Uh, I may have to move some things around. I may have to change the way the overlays are looking. So I really needed to be in a live stream in order to do what I'm doing. So that's kind of why I'm doing it. How is the weather there? It's fixing to rain its ass off here. It's what it's fixing to do, and it's going to be real ugly too when it does. I want to change that screen to the brick wall. There we go. Now I've got to open up this thing where I was doing the overlay and move some stuff around. All right, so I'm going to move the microphone over. So it's going to go over to here. We'll see that overlay in just a minute, guys. Just hang tight. Let's see how that's going to look. All right. And I probably need to do something else as well. Yeah, I need to do something else as well. So let me do this. Yeah, I'm in GIMP right now. You can't see what I'm doing, and I'm grabbing some pictures to change the way the overlay looks, and you will see it happen live in just a minute as soon as I finish. It won't take but just a minute because this is kind of easy stuff that I'm doing. All right, so I need to paste a layer in. New layer, and that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, so undo. Go back to the picture I was trying to get. There we go. And undo the selection. None. Copy. There we go. Now it's going to work. All right, I'm going to paste that as a new image. And blow it up. Image. Scale image. 1920. 1080. There we go. And copy. And paste as a new layer. And unsee it, but select it. And grab all of that. Move it over here just a hair. There we go. And I want to go from here over to here with it. There we go. All right. Delete. Edit. Layer. Transparency and alpha channel. Now delete. All right. That ought to work. No. We're going to do it this way. Select 9. That's better. Now, let's delete. Okay. Why is that still standing on there? Right. Crap. All right. Here I go. I know this is boring, guys. I get it. I warned y'all this was a test stream. All right, and I need to add this into it as well. And there we go. All right. Now, go over here. Make sure I got that alpha channel added in there. Yep, there we go. Now, All right, now I'm going to take this overlay off and replace it. Duffman's Dioramas, hey, how's it going? Blue Harvest Toys, hey, how's it going? I'm working on something here, guys. Y'all are just going to have to bear with me as I try to fix something that I have to have a live stream open to do, and that's to put the live chat on the side so that you are part of open mic. I want live chat to be part of open mic. So I want to add a little overlay across that to kind of make it look a little better. And that's what I'm working on. And as soon as it gets uploaded, we'll see what happens. It's good to see you guys. I normally don't stream during the week. Let's see how that looks. All right, guys, you guys tell me how that looks and if that will work. Looks like I probably need to cut just a hair off the bottom of that. Ha! Yeah, 2 a.m. wake up call from the toy chat there. That's kind of funny there, Sergeant Slaughter. I saw you post that just now on Instagram. It's pretty funny. All right, I'm going to go back and I'm going to undo the clear, and I'm going to take just a hair off of this. There, right now. Let's see what happens when I delete that. File, export. I gotta go back over here and open and delete it. Add new overlay. Let's see how this looks. Uploading the overlay as we speak. Now we're going to add it back in. Let's see how that looks. Now, does it look like crap? Let me know. Does it look all right? Let me know. All right. Bjorn says it looks okay. Everybody else is saying hello to me. Hey, hey, hey. And saying hello to each other. Yeah, I'm probably not going to stick around too much longer. Let me hide the chat here. There we go. But that's kind of what I'm looking for live stream. For the open mic, I might want to move the mic over a little bit. So I think I'm going to do that. All right, so I'm going to move the mic over a little bit. So let's move the mic over just a hair. There we go. Now, let's see how this is going to look. Port that. Come back, get StreamYard open. Hide the overlay. Delete the overlay. And we're going to add the new overlay in. Add overlay. Open mic overlay. Upload it. And upload. There we go. Now we'll put that overlay in there and boom, bada boom, folks. Move the mic over a little bit it's kind of over closer to the chat. It's not obscuring the chat. Chat visible. Can you guys read the chat on your end? Let me know. I've got like one bar here. My internet's kind of being kind of flaky with me a little bit, but there we go. So that's kind of where it stands right now. Hey, Rolando Flores, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. I'm gonna open the comment bar open over here on the side. Yeah. All right. What is the I'm wondering what the latency is like on all of this. Kind of curious. I see Nightbot popped up over here and on the screen at the same time. That's pretty good. Yeah, this is kind of what I'm looking to do from now on open mic. Kind of this format. I think Largo's abed right now, or he'd probably be popping in here too. I don't know. We'll see if Largo shows up. We'll kind of hang around a little while, talk to each other. Rolando says driving but listening. Okay, where are you driving from? And why are you chatting in here while you're driving? That's a bad thing. And the only problem that I've got with this is Nightbot. I just as soon not have Nightbot show up in this chat window. Bill, do you know what a Cat 994 loader is? Really big. Yeah, I kind of know what you're talking about, but I kind of don't. Might have to look that up. Let me see. Cat 994 loader. Oh yeah, I know what that is. That's a big boy right there. That is a big boy. Chat is fine. They rolled one in the mine today. Ooh. Did you catch any footage of that, Pope? If you did, send it to me by email. No way Farm says, what's shaking, Bacon? Ain't no way. How's the pigs doing? Hope they're doing okay. Hope everything's going right and good with you guys. Oh, just some pics. Well, if you got some pictures, man, send them on, man. You got my email. I hope you do. If you don't, I can get it for you because you're a patron of mine still. Yeah, that's a great big loader. I bet it uses some of our parts on the hydraulics that I make it work. I bet it does. Pigs are good. Little one is good. Okay. Ocean breeze salty in the house. Hey, OBS. Curious, OBS. Did you ever figure out what was going on with your I don't know your financial institution? Why it wouldn't let you donate to my Patreon? Just let me know. I'm curious because it's bugging me. I keep seeing you there. I know why Poor Rolos is not active anymore, but I'd like to see yours get active if you want to be a Patreon. If you don't, just let me know and then I'll go ahead and get you off. But in the meantime, like I promised, I'm always going to leave you here on the shout outs page. Ocean Breeze Salty is the Patreon of mine, and I'm going to let you be a Patreon until you tell me you don't want to be on the shout outs page until we can figure out how to figure out this little hiccup. And I want to help you do that as much as I can. There we go. So just let me know. Nope, I don't know. No answer to my email. Did you send the email to your financial institution or did you send it to Patreon? The other thing is, if you didn't put your information in Patreon correctly, and it looks like it's no card there, or that it's the wrong card, that might have been what the problem is. I don't know. But let me know when you get it figured out, because I'm gonna, like I told you in the email, I'm going to leave you up there until you tell me one way or the other, because I'm sure that we can work it out good. Send it to Patreon and PayPal. Okay. Well, I'll tell you, man, I apologize for eating, guys, but I'm hungry. I just got home from work, and there's no food to eat except these crackers. I'll tell you, I had a problem with PayPal. So a while back, they basically banned me off of PayPal right about the time that I started my StreamYards donations coming in. Now, I don't know if that had anything to do with it or not, but I think there's a live stream afterwards where I was just absolutely bitching about it. But I ended up having to call PayPal on the phone. Look, why did you ban me? What did I do wrong? I can't see anything that I've done differently except this. Oh no, that can't be what it was, Mr. Thompson. Okay, well, what was it then? Well, I can't say one way or the other, because the privacy and blah blah blah. But I'm going to kick this up to the back office, and we'll see what happens. And boom, suddenly my account's back reinstated. So what happened there beats me. But I had to get on the horn, the actual phone with them. They've been saying that they will ban people from giving to certain things. That doesn't make any sense. Why can't you give to a Patreon for a YouTube channel? This is the Great Reset. Government control stuff, conspiracies are all true now. Well, it is weird. It is weird. Like I said, I would call them on the phone and say, look, I want to donate to this Patreon, and it won't let me, and it keeps you keep denying my payment. Now, the other side of that is if you've got a credit card, you can set your credit card payment up directly with Patreon if you want to. I've done that before, and done it that way. Now, I suggest that you do not do it with a debit card. You do it with one of those cash cards that you can get down at Walmart. Put some money on it. Make sure that you keep enough money on it to keep your Patreons paid, and use that. I see Largo. Let me see if I can get Largo in here. Hey, I'm live. Come on in. All right, we got Largo message. We'll see if Largo will come in. I wanna see how this looks with Largo sitting over here with me. OBS says, I hate all this stuff. Yeah, I do too, OBS, but we've got to learn how to navigate it. Got to learn how to navigate it. OBS says, I tried to give to another channel too, and they wouldn't let me. They let me do super chats. And No Way says, that's no fair, Denise. It's not. And hate all this stuff. Yeah, I hate it. I hate it too, but we've got to learn how to navigate it. That's the thing. We've got to learn how to navigate it. We've got to learn how to get around all these controls. And one of the ways right now that we can do, I don't know how long that'll last, is we can go to Walmart and we can buy those debit cash cards, and you can add money to it. So I know it costs a little fee. That's how the company issuing the little cards makes their money, and you got to let them make their little cut too. But you go in, you get the thing, you put $20 on it, and you watch the balance on it, and every once in a while you go put another $20 on it, and it keeps your stuff paid for, and it's not connected to your bank, and nobody can steal money from you, because if they go in, all they're going to get is that $20. Well, you're out $20, and you can tear the thing up, throw it in the garbage, and get you another one. And that's how that works. I mean, that way you're covered. So try that out and see how that works out, because that's kind of what we're doing over here. I'm not saying telling you to do what I do, but I'm just kind of letting you know that's kind of what we do over here. All right, Largo says he'll be here as soon as he gets the computer fired up. So everybody, stick around. Like I said, this is a dry run for what we're going to be doing from now on open mic night on Friday. Now, that doesn't mean that we're not going to have guests on. I mean, we'll have guests on as well, and then they'll be over here where I am. But the chat is going to be the main component of open mic. This is your time, okay? You're chatting with one another, and I'm interacting with you by watching the chat as it rolls out, and we'll see how that works. And like I said, one of the things I wanted to do was to create this overlay to go over the live chat. And in order for me to do that, I actually had to have a live stream going and pull the chat into it to be able to make it work. So that's how that worked. And everybody's telling me that the overlay looks good and that they can read the chat. So it's doing what I want it to do. Now, of course, I don't have the main cam that I normally use fired up. I'm just using the laptop cam, so that's why I look like crap in my screen here. But I don't feel like going and fuddling around with Epic Cam and getting it open. So on the main cam, so we're just going to use the laptop cam today. And I'll tell you what, since you've all been sports and came in to watch me do this tonight, if you guys want to, I'll play some commercials or something that I have queued up over here. No Way Farm says everything is 5x5. Thank you, No Way. Good to know. Good to know. Good to know. Pope, are you still here? You've been quiet, man. I hope I didn't run you off, but I'd love to see the pictures of that big front end loader going into that mine. Jordan says everything still looks fine. That's good. That's good. My internet's crappy, but StreamYard is doing most of this work now. I'm also sharing the chat screen. Hey, there's Largo. Come on in, Largo. The water's fine, man. Come on in, Largo. The water's fine.
Hey,
Hey, man.
Bill. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, not too much. I got this test live stream coming up to test how we're going to be doing open mic from now on,
Okay.
and
So, making the
now we'll
chat
still
more
have guests.
prominent.
Yeah, the chat is going to be the main component of open mic. It's going to be over there. I had to
Mm-hmm.
fix an overlay to overlay this to hide part of it. I'll show you what it looks like without the overlay, so you can see how that worked. And
Okay.
the chat. Hey,
Yeah, I
Walnut
like it.
AR, what's going on? OBS says the screen looks good and sounds good. Well, good. We have a few folks that came in to watch the shenanigans. But if I
Cool.
take this overlay off, it looks like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd as soon hide most of that so that it's just the chat that's showing. And of
Yeah.
course, I like some branding on that. So we got a little bit of branding. We got the little mic sitting up there. And of course, we'll be over here on the side. And if we have any guests, they'll be over here on the side as well. But
Yeah. I like the idea, Bill, because you've always had the chat kind of scrolling in your window, but it's real hard to read because it was too small. This way, everybody can see what's going on in the chat. I like that better. That's a good
yeah,
idea.
yeah. It was bugging me all day today on how to do this, and I've had the chat in my window all the time, and that works well if it's just me and I've
Mm-hmm.
got the whole screen. But since I've got you here most of the time, if not all the time, and maybe sometimes when I'm not even here, uh, that just doesn't work. But this works,
So basically, it's
and
my fault. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm
vehicle.
not. Not no, no. Don't put words in my mouth.
I'm teasing.
I know you are, but see, here's the thing. I've got probably going to have to show you how to do this.
Hmm.
How am I putting that chat in there? Well,
Well, you are a magician, so
well, I'm an amateur magician, kind of halfway, but I'm gonna tell you what. That trick that you saw that street magician do, where he made that card deck appear like that, and then he printed those cards by magic. I can do that trick. All I
I
got to
would
do,
like to see that.
well, I'm going to do it, but the only way to do it is to get to my. Us magicians have a thing called the magic drawer,
I
and
thought you had a bag of tricks,
well,
or maybe that's Felix the
well,
cat.
that might be Felix the cat. I do have two cases of magic back here, but we also have what's known as the magic drawer. And if you're an amateur magician or even a professional magician, you know exactly what the magic drawer is and what it consists of. It consists of all the magic tricks that you don't normally perform, or the magic tricks
Mm.
that are not worth a crap. Lots and lots and lots of what we call cheap slum magic. The SS Adams, little tricks that used to hang on the pegs, that you used to get, and you bring it home, and you
Oh, okay.
like
Yeah.
and you feel like you were ripped off when you got it because you were a little kid and you didn't realize that that could be a very powerful trick in the right hands, but your hands weren't the right ones. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
I've got the ability to do that. Let's just say I've got the magical ability to do that in my magic drawer, but I've got to get to my magic drawer.
That's understandable. I mean, when I hit 50, I got struck with the furniture disease where my chest fell down into my drawers. That's about as close as I got.
Well, I got Dunlop's disease. My belly's been locked over my belt.
Yeah, that does
And No
happen.
Way Farms
But
asked me if I got magic in my drawers. Well, I don't know. That's what she said.
there you go. I knew that was, there's an innuendo there. We just had to get around it.
uh, OBS says weird toy popped up, so here I am. Well, good. Uh,
Very cool.
I was talking to Denise earlier, and I haven't told you about this, Largo. We're having some issues with PayPal allowing her to be my Patreon because she works with PayPal, and the PayPal won't keeps denying her payment,
Hmm.
and we can't figure that out. So I told her to go to Walmart and get a cash card, put some cash on it, and use that, and just keep $20 on it and use it to make her Patreon payments to whichever Patreons that she wants to pay, not just me. And of course, I told her that I would leave her up there as a Patreon as long as she is actively trying to resolve the issue. No problem with me.
Hmm.
I'll keep her on the shout out page. If she decides that she doesn't want to be a Patreon, let me know. I mean, that's no hard feelings. I mean, we understand money's tight these days. Well, we'll take you off of that. I'll share this. It's probably nobody's business, but I will share this so that you know you're not alone. Poor Rolo doesn't have the ability to do this anymore. Uh, he had a cash card, and he didn't get cash on it in time, and they canceled the card because there wasn't any cash on it. Which they do that if it's no cash on it, if it sits at a zero balance for one cycle, they cancel it. Well, his card was canceled. He doesn't have the ability to get another one right now. So he's in the same boat you are, OBS, but I haven't taken him off of the page because he's Rolo one, and two, he may get that resolved here.
Right.
So
Yeah, I use PayPal for a lot of things, but I haven't had too many issues with it.
I haven't either.
Um,
Well, I had an issue a
I'll
while
look
back,
into
if
it.
you remember, and I had to call
Yes.
PayPal to get that resolved. I had a good rant about that. It's on the back catalog if anybody wants to try to find that. Don't ask me to tell you which one it was. It was one of them. I just bawled out because it pissed me off.
Yeah,
You
when I
don't know.
started getting back into toy collecting, I was looking for a way to not use my credit card online, and PayPal
Wait a
seemed like a
minute.
good way.
Wait a minute. My missus is in the chat too. Bjorn Norton says he
Hey,
uses PayPal for Patreon, but not having issues. And what's going on in the Walmart of Arkansas? I have no earthly clue.
no
One, I'm
idea.
not over there. A shag bag didn't call you and tell you that I was on the way over there, and if he did, he was lying. And if you don't know what that's all about, you're gonna have to look at some of my old videos. Oh, my toy hunt.
Uh
Uh,
oh. Gojitron,
Hey,
letting us
what's up
know.
there, Gojitron? Super 7 got me again. They just revealed a Reaction Shogun Warriors Rodan. Oh, I got one for you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I got one for you. And I sent myself that link, I thought. Let me get in my mail here. I got one for you. Oh my god, here it is. Gojitron, they are releasing a Grendizer UFO Robot Grendizer Jumbo bonus version. And I am going
Now,
to post the link to that in the chat. And guys, I'm going to put it up on the screen too.
now
It'll probably
which
be in
company
the,
is doing this, Bill?
it'll probably obscure you for a moment. But first, I got to get my browser to open up and show it. But this is. I tell you right now, I can't afford it. It'll be $700.
Ouch.
$700 for a thing made out of shampoo bottles. Yeah. Let me see if I can present that.
Yeah, those old
Yeah, I've got to
Japanese giant
stop
robots
this.
were
We'll get
made
y'all
of
back
kind
up
of
in
a.
just a minute, chat. Let me show this window right here and make that go away and bring it in. Hold on. StreamYard. Look at that thing, Goji. Look at that thing. That
It's
is a
pretty.
jumbo machiner, folks. UFO robot Grendizer. That is absolutely the bomb, man. Let's see. Check that out.
Now, do we
Let's
have
see if
any
we can
idea
see
the
some other pictures.
size or what scale it's going to go for this? Is it going to be like the old
It
Shogun
is.
Warriors that were great big
Yeah,
ones?
it's gonna be the same size as the old Shogun Warriors. Yeah, that's
Wow.
gonna be what it's. Let's. It's got. Here's the box. Let's see if I can make it come up. Come up, box. Show me that freaking box. All right, try it this way.
Now, do you know who's manufacturing this, Bill? Which toy company?
Let's look down here and we'll see. It won't change the pictures. I'm trying to get the pictures to change and it's not doing it. I don't know why.
It probably run a little slow.
Well, it's not even spinning. So it's like the page is just dead right now. I don't know why. Let's see. ABY Style Studio.
Hmm. Okay,
ABY
so it's a.
Style USA this is the USA version. It's an overseas company. Let's see. I'll
Okay.
read this out. ABY Style Studio is proud to unveil its new exclusive creation, the Grendizer Jumbo. Nearly half a century after its first steps, the famous UFO of Gonagi comes back to the rescue of our blue planet. Inspired by the great classics, the design will delight both the nostalgic and most demanding of fans thanks to the care that has been given to its design. Paying tribute to the battle scene from the 70s animated show, the robot's backlit, interchangeable parts allow it to recreate the screw crusher punch and the backhand missile attacks. Delivered with an optional missile launcher fist and 14 projectiles, Grandizer Jumbo includes both a range of modernized accessories and ingenious retractable compartments located at the shoulders and along its legs. Its magnetic double Harkin and its injected metal belt help make this collectible an exceptional piece and a modern twist on an old classic. The robot includes the following interchangeable accessories: 14 red and white missiles, one magnetic double Harkin, one pair of luminescent horns, one luminescent bust, one die cast clip on metal belt, one fist missile launcher with the capacity of 4 missiles, 2 additional fists. The limited edition Grandizer Jumbo will feature closed box packaging adorned with illustrations. With only 3,000 numbered units being produced worldwide, this iconic collector's piece is more than just a tribute. It turns a multi generational dream into reality. Product
Wow.
features articulated head and arms, illuminated eyes, horns, and bust, powered by LR44 batteries.
Okay, so this isn't just a statue. This is a full
No.
action figure.
All right, here
Okay.
we go.
Yeah.
And you guys who know metric can help me out here because I don't know anything about metric. Height 60 centimeters, width 27.5 centimeters, depth 13 centimeters. So uh, Google that and tell me what the actual dimensions are on that. And let me see if I can zoom into that.
Yeah, I was raised in America, so we use the American system. So metric hurts my head.
Yeah, it hurts mine too. It hurts real bad too. So there's the height, width, and depth, folks. Tell me what that is, if you guys can. Screw Crusher Punch, best weapon name ever. Dane Bramage, hi Denise, No Way Farms, just on my phone. Hey, what's going on, Dane Bramage? And that Dane Bramage is actually No Way Farms, and we all should know that by now. I know that. I just have to remember that. And
Hey, Melvor.
OBS said, Screw Crusher Punch is a cool name. What's up, the Melvor?
Indeed.
Yeah, I'm actually testing this live stream to test it out. We'll pull up the live chat back up here in a minute. But I saw Goji in the house, and I just had to share about this new Grandizer Jumbo that's come out. Let me come on
Gojitron
down here.
says it's about 24 inches tall. So
Okay,
thank
so
you
it's
for
the
that conversion.
same size as Jumbo's machiners from back in the day. Okay, limited to 3,000 copies. Estimated time of arrival June 2023. Certificate of authenticity. Operating manual included. LR44 batteries not included. Somebody Google LR44 batteries for me and tell me what those things are.
I
An
think they're like a
exclusive for the
watch
most
battery.
dedicated fans. A series of bonus features will be included with all Grandizer Jumbo early orders. 14 additional Jap heritage missiles. Okay, I don't like the way
Hmm.
they worded that. It should have been Japanese heritage missiles, but whatever. Cover with exclusive artwork, launch diorama, and jumbo format inside the pack. The pre-order window will close February the 28th, 2023. All right. And the price on that, I don't see it. There it is, $649.99. That does not include shipping. By the time
Wow.
you get shipping added into that, you're going to be looking at a little over $700. But from what I can tell, and what I actually paid for my great Mazinger back there, jumbo re-released by Unit 5, that's kind of in line with the price of what the things are going to cost. So
Right.
yes,
There was a Lion Voltron Blitzway put out, I think 1 or 2 years ago. It was in that same neighborhood
yeah.
because it was so
Daniel
fancy and so
Parhunin's
many
in the
parts.
house. Toy Connections are in the house. And OBS says, what a big boy. Absolutely. Uh, and here's the thing about that. These things appeal to a certain amount of people. They're only going to make 3,000 of these. So that all is going to affect your price on that. And I'm not going to be able to buy it as much as I would love to. I mean, I spent quite a bit of money. I spent over $1,000 getting great Mazinger and Guy King. I've got a Guy King. You can't see him. He's over here. I haven't ever shown him to you guys, but one day I'll be able to get over there to him. Right now, I can look at him all I want, but I can't touch him. But when I finally get him down from there, I'll show him to you guys. And that was another Unit 5 recreation of jumbo from back in the day.
Shogun.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, this jumbo machineer Grandizer UFO robot Grandizer looks very much like the Japanese version of Grandizer. Now, Mattel did release a version of Grandizer in the Shogun Warriors line, but it was only released in France and Italy, and they used his alternate name on that. And right now I can't remember it. Now I know Gojitron knows it. And Gojitron says he's quietly Googling where he can sell a kidney for $700. And yeah,
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 you
yeah.
know, with
The
these giant robots or Shogun Warriors or Mazingers, it gets a little confusing if you're not a big aficionado on the Japanese shows that they come
Well,
from,
what a
and you
lot of
just
people
see them
don't
pop
understand
up.
that they were released in the United States under the overall brand Shogun Warriors. In
Hmm.
Japan, each one of these robots had their own anime, cartoon show, and manga comic books, and none of them were related to one another in any way, form, or fashion. Now, they were all
So, do
created.
they ever do any? They ever do any crossovers with each other
Not as
in the
far no,
shows?
they may have later on, but in the beginning, even though all these series were done by a fellow by the name of Go Nagi,
Hmm.
they weren't really related to one another in any form or fashion. Now, as the Mazangers, there is a progression on those. You had Mazanger Z, which became the Great Mazanger, which became Maz and Kaiser later on, because the like Mazanger Z, it was destroyed, and they found that there was another giant robot that the creator had made called the Great Mazanger, and so that led that one cartoon series when it ended, it led into the next cartoon series. But it wasn't
Okay.
like that there was a team of these giant robots operating. Uh, Raideen had nothing to do with Mazanger or Vanguard Ace or any of that. I mean, they were all separate cartoons, and UFO Robot Grandizer was a separate cartoon. So
Oh,
now,
okay. Oh,
and
speaking
then
of cartoons and things from anime,
Goldorak. Thank
Melvor.
you, Gojitron. I knew
Oh,
you could. I knew
that's
you
right,
would tell me the name. Grandizer's alternate name was Goldorak. Over
Goldorak.
in
Yeah, Melvor was mentioning that Toy Connections often does collaborations with other folks like Mega J Retro and Zazel from Sergeant Slaughter. Highly recommend everybody go check out Ken over on Toy Connections if you want to know anything about Transformers, GI Joes, classic toys, the lineage and history of how they came about. Ken's your man. So, just a shout out to our buddy.
And when we get done, Largo, I need to get you on a toy chat that's on Instagram. So with some of these guys, because I just joined that recently, and it's been eye opening, the amount of collaboration that we can do as a result of being in that chat.
Do I have to learn a secret handshake or get a decoder ring or anything?
You have to be invited though, and I think
Oh, okay.
get in touch with Ostradamus Toys. He might be able to get you in there. Uh,
Okay.
Gojitron says there was a crossover special with Great Mazanger, Grandiazir, and Getter Robo G that I think you can find on YouTube. Yeah, I knew that there was that, but I wasn't really sure the exact robots that were in it. And Getter Robo G, I'm glad you brought that up, because the Getter Robos were one of them was released in the Shogun Warriors line, and that was Dragoon. Okay, I believe it was
So that's
Dragoon.
how that's yeah. So that's how Godzilla kind of got thrown in that Shogun Warriors line. Is they just took anything that they thought was a good big monster or
No, that's
robot
not
and
true at
made
all.
it in the toy
No,
line.
no, 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 no. Poppy released a Godzilla figure in Japan. Now the Godzilla Japan jumbo machinery did not look
Hmm.
anything like what Mattel ended up releasing over here. It looked more like Godzilla, and it actually had a voice box inside the chest so that he would roar,
Oh
and
wow.
he had the flying fist, and of course, and the flame thing, but he also had a roar in his chest, and he looked more like Godzilla than what we ended up with over here. There was a total new sculpt on Godzilla over here.
Yeah, the face on that didn't look quite right, did it?
No,
On the American version.
Goji, do you have a Japanese version of the Jumbo Godzilla in your collection? I think they called him Jumbo Zilla. There are pictures out there on the internet. Now I'm going to bring the chat back up because I'm sure everybody's tired of looking at Grandizer here. So
Well, it
we're
is
going.
interesting, but Lord, that's spendy. I've
Yeah.
spent some crazy money on toys, but not that much. But if you're a mega fan of that particular robot or that particular style, then that's for you.
Yeah, exactly. And there are people who are going to buy this. If I were in a better financial position, I would probably buy this. Uh,
I've always been fascinated by the giant robot craze and how it kind of originated. I mean, that seemed to be a very Japanese centric thing,
okay,
and then we just
Toy
kind of
Toy
took it.
Connections. Toy Connections is going to get you in that chat, Jim. He's adding you
Oh,
in.
cool. Thanks, Ken.
Thanks, Ken. I appreciate that. Walnut AR says, I remember Gundam Wing. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
The Gundams are kind of like that, but the toys were never as huge. And
Right.
you
The
have to,
Gundam stuff came later. That was like a
yeah,
next generation thing.
exactly. You bring up a point I was about to make is the fact that without the Chokagen, which is what the overall is called in Japan of these robots, without the Chokagen, and I think that means magic metal if I'm not mistaken, or that's a close translation anyway. Without the Chokagens, the robots that you see today, including Transformers, would not be.
Okay. So
All
that
right,
was
you're in it. You're in the Toy Network now, Largo. Welcome to the Toy Network.
cool. Thank you. I'm honored. I think. Uh, I'll check it out.
The most I've ever spent on a toy is $160. Yeah, um,
It's a lot.
I've spent a lot more than that, Bjorn, and I'm not ashamed to admit it, but I'm kind of crestfallen that I've spent. And what Goji's referring to there is he's referring to the Jumbo Zilla or Jumbosaurus or whatever they
Mm-hmm.
call it. It was the Godzilla basically. Those things go for a premium price, and I'm telling you,
Sure.
you go over to eBay, the evil eBay, and look up Jumbo Machinder, and your jaw will drop out of your head at the
Oh, I don't
price
doubt it.
some of these things go for. And I'm talking incomplete models, like for instance, the Combattler V or Combatra, as we knew him from Marvel Comics.
Mm-hmm.
That thing complete is probably worth $3,000, and it's
Now,
made out of plastic
some of
that
the
you
other
can't
folks in the chat who are fellow Gen Xers probably remember these, but just for those who are uninitiated, what were the Shogun Warriors and why is it in our pop culture?
Well, all of these jumbo machiners were released in Japan as children's toys, and they were made of the same plastic that shampoo bottles are made out of, or
Okay.
like this rubbing alcohol box, cheap ass plastic, and they were in Japan that they were considered disposable toys. You give them your
Mm-hmm.
kids to play with. When they outgrow them, you throw the thing in the garbage. You don't care anything about it anymore, which is why they're so expensive now. Okay,
Because
uh,
they didn't, a lot of them didn't survive.
no. Well, Mattel decided to cash in on it back in the early '70s, and they released some of the Poppy Toys was the name of the toy company in Japan that did this. They released some of Poppy Toys as jumbos here in America, and they called them Shogun Warriors.
Okay.
And they didn't release them all. They released just a few. I think the Great Mazinger was released as just Mazinger, and later Great Mazinger. And uh, Guy King was released. There were several of them. Right off the top of my head, Rydeen, Dragoon, and they were also released in several different sizes. They were the jumbos like that, and there were also the little small ones that were made out of metal. Then there were the ones that kind of transformed a little bit. A lot
Hmm.
of that got released over here. Well, this was right about the same time that Battlestar Galactica got popular.
Okay.
Now, we all know the story, what happened with the Battlestar Galactica toys. The Battlestar Galactica toys had firing missiles.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, a child took a Colonial Viper toy, put it in his mouth, and shot the missile down his throat and choked to death and died.
Mm.
As a result of that, those toys were pulled off the market, and the Shogun Warriors had firing missiles and all kind of shit that fired off of them with powerful ass springs, and that those kind of toys just, I mean, it was a panic over them. Nobody wanted to buy them. Nobody wanted to carry them because of that incident. So
Sure.
last very long over here.
Yeah, that was a very unfortunate situation, but it did open some eyes about toy safety and age limits. So,
I'm not sure if it's the Transformers or Power Rangers episode of the toys that made us, but one of them has some Chokogen history. Okay,
okay.
okay, we'll have to look into that, Goji. Goji is the man; he knows. And
Yeah.
Johnny Sorensen says, "Is this where the Combattler V's are at?" Hmm.
Hmm.
I don't have a Combattler V. I, in my mind, if I had the ability, I've already got the writing I've always wanted. I've got him fixed up. He's back here behind me. He's got a bow fist on him instead of the firing fist that goes with Mazinger.
You know, I'll have to go back
I would
through.
have a combattler. I would have a combattler V, and I would have
Mhm.
Vanguard Ace. If I could have those two jumbos to go with my writing, I would have the three robots that were featured in Marvel Comics Shogun Warriors.
Those were good comics. I remember that because they kind of brought them into the Marvel universe where they actually interacted with other Marvel
They
characters,
did,
which
and
was
then
cool.
and the comic ended on a sad note. The robots were destroyed, and the followers of light were all killed.
Hmm.
But it led into the Red Ronin comics, which also was a had a crossover with the Godzilla comics, if I'm not mistaken. Bjorn says he's pretty sure that he's broke one of his toes. Well, I hate to hear you broke your toe, and you know
Hmm.
there's nothing you can do about that except to wait for it to heal.
Ouch.
They don't put
That's
splints on broken toes.
that's the second one of our friends that broke a toe this week because
Yeah, yeah. I think
Susudio did
Cecilia
too.
said she broke her toe the other night. Yeah, Ian Sweeney. Hey, what's going on, man? And of course, Wilhelm Toy and Hobby is here. Find out if he wants to come in, and if he does, bring him in. Can you do that for me, Largo?
Sure. Hey, Will, you want to come in? No, I'll send him a message. But it
Walnut
does.
AR was wanting to know something from OBS. Okay, well,
Yep.
y'all hash it out. Get it out in the chat where we can see it. Fun fact: Stan Lee made a deal with Toei that resulted in the Spider-Man TV series in Japan and the Shogun Warriors comic in the USA. He's absolutely right, and I had forgotten all about that. But if you have never seen the Spider-Man Japanese television show, oh my God, what a mishmash of wonderful
It's
crap that's
trippy.
all put together. It is trippy as hell. First, we've got Spider-Man.
I
Second of
love the
all,
fight scenes in that.
Second of all, we've got a giant robot called the Leopardon, and Spider-Man has a super cool race car that he rides around in. So he's got a Spider-Mobile race car. He's got a giant robot, and he's Spider-Man. And it has nothing to do whatsoever with Peter Parker and American Spider-Man, except for the costume, which is exactly the same. Except to me, it always looked like the same Spider-Man costume that they used on the Electric Company.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, it did. It had that same look.
Mm-hmm. And Bjorn says he slipped outside earlier. Well, I hate to hear that, buddy. Shoot me a DM, man. Tell me how you're doing and how you're getting along, because that concerns me. Oh, and Obi is talking about the Xbox. The Quartering did a video on it. They put something in it so they can shut it off to save energy for climate change. Well, I don't have to worry about that kind of crap because I don't have any kind of game consoles at all here in the house. I never got into that. When I was a kid, the Atari 2600 was too expensive and television was way too expensive. So if I wanted to play those, I had to go to the rich kid across the street's house.
Hmm.
And as a young adult, I didn't get into the Nintendo and all that when it got popular. So and as a result, my daughter never got into it either. Although I think I might have bought her at one or two game consoles for her to play with as a kid. But
Mm-hmm.
I never had anything to do with those consoles. And of course, when she left me, she took all that crap with her.
Sure. Now,
Yeah.
getting back to the Japanese version of Spider-Man, what was his? He had like some sort of a wrist power unit or transmogrifier or something. That was what
Yeah,
he
he
called
did.
his
Well, you got to
giant
remember now,
robot.
he was given his powers totally different from our Spider-Man. I think his all of his stuff was related to something from outer space. So you got to remember that. Now we bring outer space into it. So in space. So in
Right.
of course,
The only thing that Spider-Man had to do
there he
with the
is.
American version was just the costume look.
What
That
the
was
hell
it.
is that on your
Everything else was
head?
different.
Hold on.
Oh, he's a Burger King today.
That's right. I
Where
am the
where,
Burger King.
Did you
where
eat at
kids are
Burger
king.
King today?
No, I just found this. I was going through a box and it was sitting on the side there. But you were playing the commercial last time you streamed, so
Oh, right. The
I,
magic
Yeah,
of
I
I
Burger
looked.
did. I
King.
did. I did.
Yeah,
Last time we streamed, I did. I think. Oh well, yeah, it
yeah,
was
you
on.
played that.
Wasn't it? I played the one of the original Burger King commercials with the magical Burger King, who
Yeah.
is a much better character than the creepy Burger King that peers in your windows.
Indeed. Back
I
in the
got my
days before you could have it your way.
I
Oh,
got
you
Trap
my
got
y'all
your
book
book.
today.
says what you
Yeah.
testing? All right, for those of you just joining us, Trap Jaw 72. Uh, I'm testing a new format for open mic from now on. While we will have live guests on the show, we're also going to feature the live chat more than anything else. So we'll
Okay.
all the live chat will be over here on the side, and we over here in the panel will interact with you in the chat because we can see you as you chat right there on the side. So this is what open mic is going to be more like. So why did I have to test this? Well, the way I've got that overlay set up over there so that it covers up parts of the live chat that I don't want on the screen, I had to actually have a live chat that I could pull into here to make
Ah,
round.
well, that explains it because I got home a little bit early because I knew my book was waiting for me and I wanted to get back. So then I pop on the TV and I see your faces and I'm like, "What the hell's going on here?" This is
George
this
Jorgensen
is
just ordered himself a Profit Director Destro, better known
oh,
as Pimp Daddy Destro,
that's
and I'm
right.
searching for a crown.
Hmm.
I'll tell you where to look. There's a website that sells wrestling figures. I can't remember the name of them off the top of my head, but they sell accessory packs that go with those wrestling figures. And there's all kind of shit. There's crowns in there. You can buy crowns like Jerry Lawler would wear on his head. Crowns. No way,
No
farms.
way
I'm
I would
back.
say that's right. Those pigs are weird and fantastic. They fit
And I
they
love I
fit
love
both
to watch No
categories.
Way Farms' channel where they feature the little pigs on the farm, always doing something crazy and funny. And Bjorn says that he's doing that for his Tiger King custom.
Oh boy. That
Is
will
the
be
Tiger
interesting,
King
Bjorn.
majestic? One must ask. I shouldn't have done that. Why did I do that?
You
Why?
open the door.
I know
That's
I
like
did.
that's about as bad as doing that Hellraiser puzzle box. If you solve the puzzle, you summon the majestic.
The
you
cinematic,
you turn the cube and then a flower appears and opens up.
yeah, a flower that's not a flower. Yeah.
Yes,
Indeed.
it just appears and it
Oh.
just pops
Well,
up.
Bill and Will, I'm going to let you guys with rhyming names talk. I'm going to go grab a cup of coffee. I'll be back.
All right, you
All
do
right.
that, man. So, what you been up to, Will? I know you and Largo got something in the works. Have y'all got
Yeah,
that
I
set?
just got my book in, which is pretty cool. So I actually, because they just leave that on your front doorstep, and you know how it is in
Yeah.
Floridaville. It can rain at any time come the afternoon, So um, I saw that it arrived, and I kind of just
Hold on.
wanted to
Hold
come
on just a
home.
second. Hold on just a second. The Tiger King is very majestic.
He is.
No Way says coffee sounds wonderful. It is wonderful. I'm drinking some right now, and it's done got cold, so I'm going to make some more in just a second.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Anyway,
So
sorry to
yeah,
interrupt you. Go ahead.
no,
Go
that's
back.
all right. So between work and everything else, I got to try and speed read this week because I don't know if everyone knows, but Monday, Largo and I plan to do a little sit down, short form live stream where we talk about the individual characters of Action Force.
Now,
So
what
we're
day
going to
did
be
you say
sitting
that
down.
was? What day did
I
you
think
say that was?
Monday. We're going to do it Monday after Toy Grinds.
Okay, it's
So
going
as
to be
soon as
after Toy Grind. So Monday after
yeah,
Toy Grind. So
we don't have the
the start
exact time.
start
Yeah.
time is tentative, folks. So what that means that you have to do is you have to go to Grindhead Jim's channel and watch Toy Grinds. And when
Yeah.
Toy Grind is finished, then you run over to where Largo's Lair, or is it going to be Wilhelm Toy and Hobby?
Undecided yet. We're trying to figure it out. We may alternate between the two. So, but we'll put something up before it happens. We just haven't
Okay.
figured out exactly when we're going to do it, but it will be Monday night, shortly after Grindhead finishes up there. And like I said, it's going to be short, half an hour, 45 minutes, and we're looking to cover just one or two characters per stream,
Uh
and just
huh.
go a little deeper into the lore of this new popular series. The toys are very popular, but there is a rich character history and deep lore there. Actually, some things in this novel are going to change some of the characters as we know them, so it'll be pretty interesting. So just like GI Joe with their detailed file cards and
And,
character
and
lore,
and Bjorn is making some threats here. I don't know if that's a threat or that's a
or
promise.
I bring out the majestic. Well, some people might want to see that because there is a portion of the viewership that likes to watch that.
Ian Sweeney says, I have fond memories of the live action Spider Man series, possibly the only series where my Spider Man PJs were a more convincing costume than what was on screen.
That's
Uh,
true.
the what always got me about the live action Spider Man from Japan was his villains were always like 2-bit criminals, the Iron Cross gang, and what were they always up to? It was just regular old crime, It wasn't anything.
Yeah, there was no um, super villains. They're just regular villains. They're just bad guys.
Thank you, Carl. Carl says, Bjorn, stop threatening the viewers. That's not nice.
So yeah, I like the layout, Bill. It looks pretty cool.
It was been on my mind, like I said, for the last couple of weeks, I've been working by myself, and that's usually not a good thing. But my
Sure.
mind is
So the
totally clear now, and focused upon where it should be focused on, and that's improving my channel. And
so on
there,
previous live streams, I noticed the overlay or the chat was appearing on your square.
yeah, and I
Um,
could still do that. As a matter of
yeah,
fact, you can see some of it's cut off
but it's
because of the way
easier
we're.
to read right over here, which is
Yeah,
nice.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
you're right
I'm
about
doing
that.
it a different way. I was sussing out in my mind how to do this, and I remembered that there are several different ways to bring the chat on screen. You can do it in OBS the way I'm doing it, or you can do it in OBS the way I'm doing it in StreamYard over here. Everything's backwards over here. So, and I remembered that. So I said, well, look, I can do this and just share the chat screen after I pop it out. So, what I did for those of you who have your own channels and the two below me, if you ever want to do this, I'm in StreamYards. I'm using StreamYards tonight. I usually use StreamYard for my live stream. I went in to my dashboard over in YouTube Studio. I went over to my content, go to live stream, find this stream, this one right here that probably has no thumbnail, and probably won't have a thumbnail. I may unlist this after we get done with it. I don't know, but when you do that, it's going to have the live chat over here in that studio. And just like a regular live stream, you can pop that sucker out. And when you pop it out, it's got a URL up there in the address bar and everything. So you can use that URL to overlay it on StreamYard OBS if you want to, or you can just share the pop out screen like I am now in StreamYard. And of course, it sizes differently when because of it's a pop out screen, so it sizes differently than just a regular browser window would, which is why I needed to go and fix my overlay because and I'll show this one more time. Oh, No Way Farms wants to know where Eduardo is.
He's out there. I heard him crowing earlier. You guys didn't hear him?
Yeah, Eduardo, he saves it up for when Jim's recording something and
Yeah,
that he needs
sometimes.
absolute silence. That's when he really just gets into it. You know, on a throwaway thing like this, he's not going to chime
So,
in. He's
so,
just
so
going to
Yeah.
here,
be
here you got
sleeping.
you
To
guys
answer
can
the
see it.
question, the
Those
coffee is excellent. I'm doing a little Black Rifle, the AK blend. What I do I like my coffee black and bitter, like my soul. But I take a little bit of there's these ginger candies called Gin Gins. I don't know if you guys have them in the States, but
no.
they're just like a little lozenge that's got ginger in it. And I pop one of those with a fresh black coffee, and that's tasty.
Yeah, nice.
Hmm.
What happened? Have you considered getting a new Dolce Gusto?
Well,
And
the good
rip
news on the gold,
Dolce
yeah,
Gusto.
the good news on the Dolce Gusto, my MacGyvering skills were not up to the task, but I do have a buddy named Hugo. Hugo is a truck driver and man of many talents, and he came over and I was about to toss it, and he's like, no, let me take a look. And about an hour later, he had it working again. I don't know what he did,
Really?
but
It's
he,
a
he tinkered
miracle.
it back together.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, saved me a lot of grief
A
trying to get a new one.
miracle of Dolce
Indeed.
Gusto.
I love my
Oh,
Dolce
oh,
Gusto.
oh, oh! I had a mail call earlier today when I went by the post office and I picked up something, and this is something that I'm going to use to help me to make my Eric Son of Thunder custom figure. I've got
Nice.
a vintage one right here, so I can get the colors right on him, and I can
Oh,
paint his armbands right. But
Very cool.
he's pretty cool, and I've got the accessories to go with him on the way coming, so he'll have all the accessories that he needs as well. And then I will be wondering, do I want to share my accessories with the custom figure, or do I want to just leave them with him? And then I'll be like, no, what do I do?
Yep, Zazel likes it.
Oh,
it's pretty cool. Bill,
thanks,
what kind
Hazel.
of
Appreciate it.
backdrop
Hazel's still
or
with us. Hey, Hazel, you've been quiet over there, man. Epic, he says. Cool.
yeah.
You
And
know,
I
it'd be cool
noticed
to
you were
see.
handling
Oh,
him
go ahead.
pretty gently. Is he fragile?
No,
It
he's
seemed like
not
when you were
fragile at
holding.
all. As a
Oh,
matter of
okay.
fact,
It
I'm
seemed when you
here.
were holding him, you
Bring,
were kind of.
bring myself back up now. Now, what was nice about these figures was these were actually made with pegs in there. There's no
Oh,
rubber band in there like the He-Man figures. So
yeah.
now they will break, and I've seen them broken. The
Sure.
arms have pegs in them. The pegs go all the way into the body, not the
Okay.
other way around. So these will break, but it's a pretty sturdy figure.
Oh,
Uh,
good, good.
got a
So in
rubber
some ways,
head.
Remco had a better production design for how they put them together because
They did.
that band,
They
the
did.
band in the Motus it wears out.
Yeah. This is way more durable. This is way more durable. These will last. Now I've seen them broken. Kids will break them. You can take that leg and
Sure.
snap it right off. Same thing with the arms. You could mix and match He-Man arms back in the day. You can't mix and match these because the pegs on the arm it goes in the body. So
Hmm.
when the body is glued together, it holds that peg in here. So
Speaking of Sergeant Slaughter's Slaughterhouse, which is a mouthful,
Oh my
Zazel
God.
does Zazel does some excellent wrestling shows with his Joes and his
Yes.
Motu
yes,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
flavored
I've
wrestlers.
seen those.
The
I'd be
characters he comes up
curious.
with
Oh
are
yeah, I'd be
amazing. Oh
curious
my
to
God.
see if Bill could do us something with these Remco. I'd like to see the upgraded Warlord and Hercules and Conan
I'm after
maybe go at it.
Deathstroke. I want a Deathstroke Terminator figure, and I want a Wonder Woman figure, please. Thank you.
Oh yeah, Bjorn is our
Oh.
man in the street. He found me a Deathstroke at his local Walmart, which has all the stuff we like. For some reason, the Walmart he's near, they get better stock than other places in the continental
Yeah,
U.S.
yeah.
So
I'm
he's
still
definitely helped us
sitting.
out.
My Walmart's still sitting on those Eternals figures at $20 each.
Oh,
Are
that's
they
Jeez.
really? Mine's cleared those things out on clearance shelf. They're gone now.
yeah.
It's
The,
been
the
like
head
7
sculpts were
months.
good for
I,
doing
now,
customs. That was
I'm
about the
not.
only
Now I'm
thing
not
they
going
were
to say
good
they
for.
actually sold them off the clearance shelf, but they are gone. So they might have went to the dumpster. I don't know. That's
They probably went to Big Lots or Ollie's or something.
Yeah.
But those Eternals figures were rotten.
Sergeant
Nobody
Slaughter's
bought.
Slaughterhouse also did a short where he put the fight scene between Sergeant Slaughter and Nemesis Enforcer from the G.I. Joe
Yes.
the movie, where he's beating the crap out of him to "Don't Fear the Reaper." It was a pretty good
That was
video.
awesome.
I enjoyed it.
All right, No Way Farm says little man's awake. Got to run. Have a great time. Thanks. Appreciate you coming by. It's been fun.
Yep.
Glad you guys showed up.
And oh my God, Slaughterhouse! Did you guys see Sergeant Slaughter and Slaughter Daughter last weekend at any time? Did you catch them? Those are
Yeah.
two great streams. They did. They were talking about. I think it was in the '80s, the Diet Coke commercial, and then also they had him on, and he was just kind of telling stories, and you could tell Sergeant Slaughter was having a good time. He kept laughing. I mean, he was like,
Oh, yeah.
belly laughing, like having a great time, and it's just awesome to see someone, having fun like that on stream. So,
Sergeant
really
Slaughter
cool.
is.
You know what?
is-
I would
is
love
a
to see.
good person. He really is.
Oh yeah, I would love to see a new show with just Slaughter and Daughter. Kind of a Batman and Robin kind of thing. Have those two go after the bad guys. That'd be awesome. 'Cause that'd be a good tag
Something to
team.
consider there, Zazel. Maybe getting some of those classified or maybe some of those Action Force figures and making a custom Slaughter Daughter action figure.
That'd
oh,
be cool.
you know what? I don't know if that's been done yet, but yeah, that's he does a lot of like I said, mashups. So he's got like
If anybody could do
his
it,
version
Zazel
of
could
Macho
figure it out.
Man.
Yes.
Oh my God! With I think he used Monkey Wrench, right? the head for the Macho Man. It's awesome. Just great.
Yep.
Did
He's
he
got
put
quite a
shades on him and
cast of
everything?
characters.
Did he put the funky shades on him?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
He's got some amazing characters in this. Slaughter. I'm gonna mess it up though. I think it's the Slaughterhouse Wrestling. I'm not gonna even try it because I know I'm gonna mess it
Yeah,
up.
it's like
Feelings in
their
the
wrestling
house. Real proud of
federation.
that Sergeant Slaughter. Met him a couple of times. Well, I am just jealous. There, screw your feelings. That you got to meet Sergeant Slaughter in person.
Bill, I got my room booked for Joe Fest. All you gotta do is show up there. I got the room. I could add you
Well,
on there if you want to come meet him.
I don't think I've got the money to get there. Where is Joe Fest at? Is that in
It's in Augusta,
Georgia?
Georgia. Yeah.
Mhm.
Augusta? Augusta
Yeah.
is within driving distance, but the way gasoline costs these days, I don't know if I want to
Yeah.
put
I'm
that
just
much
saying.
gas in my pickup truck. But I
I got
appreciate
a room
the offer.
for Friday and
That,
Saturday. So,
that means a lot to me. Oh yeah. Well, first of all, I'd have to call in on Friday and pretend to be sick or something.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
is it Joe
not
Fest you're
talking-
going to or Valicon?
It's Valicon, hosted by or formerly known as Joe Fest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It got so popular with the Valaverse there last year that was kind of the running joke as people were just calling it
I
Valicon.
wouldn't be surprised if they put Valaverse in the back this year to make people go through the whole place because literally they were one of the first booths in the front, and there was such a lineup that there were people yelling. I don't know if you guys remember, but there were people like screaming like "move" but we had nowhere to go. We're all waiting in line. And
Yeah.
the
Wow.
security and stuff
Yeah,
are
yeah,
telling
yeah.
us
They
to
need-
move.
they
They're saying you're blocking
They
other
need to
booths.
put that booth in the very back, kind of like the little gift shop.
Yeah, they're like,
Always
you're blocking
yeah.
other booths. You can't do that. And I'm like, okay, I have nowhere to stand. And they're like, you can't block the entrance. Other people are trying to get in. So we're like standing in the middle of the lane. But, once you get people grouped up in a line, you can't really move. So for a couple minutes, I was like, there's really no good way out of this. So you're yelling instructions to us. I just stood where I was. I'm like, I'm not moving. Because I put my phone up at
Largo-
one point, and it was just a line for as far as I could see.
Largo, Bjorn says you should make a Slaughter Daughter for your Merc group.
Well, when I get these Valaverse Series 3 females,
Yeah.
I might see what I can do. See what I can find for a head
Hey,
sculpt.
Bjorn says he might be going to Joe Fest this year. So
Cool.
if Bjorn shows up, maybe he can stay there with you, Will, or maybe I'm overstepping my bounds at this moment.
No, if anyone that I know. I mean, if I don't know you,
My
don't show up
God,
at my room. But
you
if
want
I
me to
know
go?
you
The
and
room
you
is
show
going
up at my room, you're
now. All
welcome.
these son of bitches are going to be in there. It's going to be
Yeah.
standing room only. Then when it's time to go to bed, there'll be people
No,
on the floor, in the
they're
bathtub.
they're pretty good. They're pretty good sized rooms, and I think mine has two twin beds or two full beds.
I've only ever been to one
But there's even
convention
like,
in my life.
yeah,
That was Visions '98, the 1998, the last Doctor Who convention of Visions that they had in Chicago. And I think I spent most of my time in the bar and on the merchandise floor. I
yeah.
didn't go to very many
I
of the
think their
panels.
rooms are kind of like efficiencies because I guess they're for like longer stays or convention people or something. I don't know, but it had a fridge, it had a microwave, it had a little like even a little small living room area with a pull-out sofa, and
Mhm.
then like I said, two pretty big sized beds and a TV and everything. So, and it was just me in the room by myself. So it was like,
Cool.
you know,
Yeah, a couple
it,
years ago when I was still in Knoxville, Tennessee, they had kind of a small sci-fi and comic book convention. I got to see Burt Ward from
oh,
the
that's
Batman
cool.
'66 show was there. They had a TARDIS. I took a picture with the TARDIS, and there
Oh,
were
that's cool.
couple of some of the actresses who had played on Doctor Who. One who had played one of the lizard people. Well, I can't remember what they call them. You know
Oh God,
The
the ones that
Gorn
lived
or something.
underground.
Silurian,
No,
No, oh, oh,
Silurians.
the Silurians. Yeah, Gorn was Star Trek.
oh, yeah,
The
yeah. I don't
yeah
know what I'm talking
yeah. It's a different genre, but
about.
it was cool. There
The
were some
Slee
interesting
Stack.
folks there. I like the Slee Stacks. I would have been cool meeting a Slee Stack.
I'll be back in just a sec, guys. I got
Yeah,
to run
sure.
outside and get me something.
Alrighty,
Yeah, no,
but
Joe
yeah,
Fest is pretty fun, and this year's going to be a big one. They've got all the big names are going to be there. I'm pretty sure Sergeant Slaughter's confirmed, Larry Hama, um,
wow,
Ron Rudat again. Obviously, Valaverse is going to be there, and I hear that this year it's going to be a really big reveal at the panel because for the
oh
last two
really?
years they've had a Valaverse panel. The first
Hmm.
year they announced. Um, I think the first year I was there, they didn't quite announce anything super secretive. I think Tim Kennedy as a character was announced. That was
Hmm.
the big reveal,
Yeah.
but the series one hasn't even launched and been in people's hands yet. Last year they announced the movie and the director for the movie, I think. So,
Hmm.
and then this year they said that it's going to blow our minds. So I'm really looking forward to the panel this year, and plenty of great celebrity guests this year too. So I feel like this is going to be one that's going to one not only sell out, but it's going to be really crowded. So
Well, I hope, Will, that you take lots of pictures and maybe do a little shout out on your channel afterwards. Tell us about your
yeah,
experiences. Hopefully,
yeah, I'll
when you and
try
I
to.
do our
I
chat,
did.
we'll talk about some of
Yeah,
your earlier experiences and how you found Valaverse in the first place.
I know. I got with you and Jim, Grinder Jim, personally,
Hmm.
and we did a little video call and walked around a little bit there. I didn't really do anything. The first year I went, I did do a little, just a photo kind of slideshow for my channel.
Hmm.
It is overwhelming. You walk out there on the floor and you've got so much going on that the last thing you think about is picking up your phone. Like you're just overwhelmed taking it all in.
Right.
So,
And I
but
do
this
tease
year,
a lot because I am partial to Valaverse, but there's some great GI Joe stuff there too. GI
oh
Joe
yeah, yeah.
customs, custom vehicles, not
And
to
there's
mention
other.
just people who know the lore and have been part of the creation of the GI Joe Great American Hero series. Like you said with Ron
So many
Rudat and
awesome makers too, like people
yeah,
making custom things and just like even like boutique toy companies coming up. There was other ones there.
yep,
Valverse wasn't the only one, but I will tell you that it just blew everyone away because for the first
yeah.
hour, just trying to get to that booth,
There has
things.
been kind of a resurgence of O-ring or at least 3 3/4 military figures that have popped up recently. There's what's that Operation
There's Operation
shoot
Recall, which yeah,
Operation
featured
Recall.
heavily at both Joe Fests. They had awesome
Okay,
panels. There's the other one, Call Sign Longbow, and
Call Sign Longbow and
that's a pretty
Delta
cool story
17 is
too.
another new one that's coming
Yeah,
down the pipe.
Call Sign Longbow takes place like in a Cold War '80s. So it's
Oh,
like a lot
okay.
of like the
Hey, Black
USSR
Knight
versus.
from Colored Oak Toys is here. Hey, Black Knight,
Hey,
how's it going?
how's it going?
Howdy.
Oh, guys, it is raining so hard outside.
Yeah, I
I
noticed.
I got wet. I'm all wet now just to go and get a down pack of cigarettes. But hang on, guys. Just a second, because I think we've got a reporter on the scene with some breaking news.
Oh, is
Let's
this
see if we,
the Majestic Man?
hold on. We got breaking news about the weather, folks.
Don't make unnecessary journeys. Don't take risks on treacherous roads. And don't swim in the sea. Incredibly, people have been spotted in the water here in Blackrock and Salt Hill both today and yesterday.
Technical difficulties there. We'll have to go back to our reporter later.
Oh my
Now,
god!
being our resident Florida man, Will, can you attest to the fact that people actually go surfing during the hurricanes?
Yeah, they do. I've,
What is with that?
yeah, I mean, I've never gone out there. You know, there's the barrier island. You know, so I'd have to.
That
They
takes some
usually
serious
close the
cojones
causeway.
to be,
Yeah.
a great big old hurricane going. And it's like, I'm going to grab my board, man. I'm going to catch some waves. I'm like, go
Looks
for
like
it.
Gap After Dark's got some stuff going on there.
Yeah, two pop vinyl figures. Okay, I'm glad for you there, Gap. One hero, Duke or Optimus Prime. One villain, Megatron or Cobra Commander. One keychain. One Cobra Commander Transformer logo. One 4-pack pin.
Wow.
That's the lunchbox he's talking about. This lunchbox Transformers versus GI Joe set exclusive. Okay.
That's
quite a
very
haul.
cool.
Let's see, either GI Joe or Transformers, all in plastic metal lunchbox with Transformers on one side and GI Joe on the other. Good, okay.
Those are cool. I love those old metal
Gojitron saying,
lunchbox.
I've been to about 14 conventions. I've seen some things, man. Hey, you know,
I'm
I've
sure
been
you've seen some
to,
things that you can't unsee too.
aside from, I've been to 2 years of Joe Fest and, you know, a handful of other conventions, which I never stayed more than one day. I just kind of went in, went through, and went home.
Right.
But yeah, I've seen a couple things too, a few things, and things that I can't really talk about on stream. But yeah,
Indeed.
there's some things, some fun things. You know, at night, it's really cool at Joe Fest though, because they do a after the official sales floor closes, like at 5 o'clock, let's say on Saturday, they do a swap meet upstairs, like in the hallways of the convention center. They open up a little small room, and there's an outdoor area and everything. But people do start to congregate there, and there's a little bar in the lobby and stuff, and it goes all night long, you know. And people start pulling up tables. There's little. It's like you know, you've seen these hotel conventions where they have little, you know, sets of tables and couches and stuff, and little meeting nooks in the hallways that you never see anyone using. They all get filled
Right.
up, and you're just walking through there, and it's like, you know, things get pretty wild. I saw a guy had a bunch of custom GI Joe stuff, right? Repainted vehicles and things, and then he had a sign, and he said, "You get a shot of Fireball if you like his page on Instagram." So I liked it. I took a shot. I liked it twice. He gave me two. I bought it one.
I gotta say,
he gave me a third
one
one.
of the nice. One of the coolest customs that I saw from a Joe Fest was Michael French bought a chromed out
Yes.
Conquest, I think it was, or one of the jets. That was looking. I don't know how somebody would paint that whole thing in chrome and make it
that
work.
chrome painting is amazing when it comes out good. But I'm always afraid that, you know, because you'll see how I paint stuff that's just regular colors. I look at it and I'm like, oh God, you know. But I imagine how bad I'd mess up chrome.
I have an
airbrush.
airbrush. I need to practice with it more. I've only tinkered with mostly doing miniatures. I haven't tried anything.
I hear with
yet.
that chrome paint, it's like there's like a razor thin line where it goes from like perfect, almost perfect, and then too much, and you like mess it up or something. Like, you gotta be really careful.
Bjorn's issuing threats, people.
He's bringing the tiger.
He has the eye of the tiger.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, he has the brown eye. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
It's
No, but
painful.
seriously, Bjorn, if you can make it there, you're welcome to, let me know ahead of time, and I'll put you on
And
on the
make sure
list.
you take the tiger and show it to Will.
Yeah.
Ian Sweeney
Oh,
says
yeah.
Nicholas Courtney, who played the Brigadier, was the nicest man and a brilliant guest. I've often heard that Nicholas Courtney was a wonderful man, and I was sorry to lose him when he died. He had in my opinion, one of the worst exits on the show ever, where they turned him into a Cyberman in the end. I didn't like that at all, but
Right. I
yeah,
did like him with the Third Doctor. Those two played off each other really
they
well.
did. They absolutely did. And I got a piece of trivia about Nicholas Courtney since Ian brought him up. He wasn't able, especially when he was in his 30s, when he first started playing on show, he wasn't able to grow a nice mustache. He just was one of those guys that could never grow a nice mustache. So they always would spirit gum a mustache on his face. And if you watch some of those old episodes, half of it will be kind of dangling here on the end where it come and lose. Funny as hell.
I had not noticed that. I thought that was a real mustache. I'll have to go back and watch it
I
again.
think he finally was in his later years able to grow a decent mustache, but when he actually played on the show, he never could get a good mustache going. So they always put the fake mustache on him with the spirit gum, and like I said, the end would come loose sometimes, and it would be kind of hanging over here.
It's one of those things. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Like
Indeed.
once you know, you can never see it the same way again.
Yeah. But he
That
actually,
is definitely
the
interesting.
Brigadier actually first appeared in The Abominable Snowmen, which was an episode with Patrick Troughton in it. And the unit had a mobile headquarters inside of, I guess it was what's that the big cargo plane?
Oh, no, it wasn't a Hercules. It was a British cargo
Yeah,
carrier, but it was similar
with
to the
that-
Hercules.
and they had the music that went with them, and then they would
Oh, yeah.
land somewhere, and they would open the back up, and they would all come driving out in their jeeps and stuff. It was just cool as hell.
If you're a fan of the Big Finish Audios, Unit has their own series where it's just Unit fighting alien menaces and whatnot. It's pretty cool too. And they have a character there that is the lieutenant's daughter, I think, who's now the leader.
Yep, I hear Eduardo as well.
I heard, yeah, Eduardo's back there.
Yeah.
Somebody earlier had asked where Eduardo was. Well, he made his appearance, or at least
He's always lurking.
Bjorn said he's bringing the
Ron
tiger.
says, Bjorn, you'd better drive if you're bringing the tiger. I think he's on a TSA no-fly list. All right. And Goji says, hello, Eduardo. And Bjorn says, I'm not transforming it into something else first. Not if I transform it into something else first. Okay, all right. So maybe he transforms the majestic tiger into something less majestic, and then when he gets there, he transforms it back into majestic glory.
That's pretty funny. It's pretty
Well,
funny.
with Lego, anything's possible. I mean,
That's
Lego
true.
is great for the imagination, but then in the hands of someone like our buddy Bjorn Jorgensen, you never know what he's going to come up with.
That's true.
Yeah, he's got some good. I don't know if you ever seen his Instagram, but Bjorn's got some cool customs. He's been doing a whole
I've
Fallout
Bjorn
4
on feed.
Wastelander
I see him all the
series.
time, what he's up to. At one time, he was making bed rolls and stuff for his figures to
Yeah.
sleep in if they got tired or they were in bivouac or whatever. So that's kind of cool.
Right. He uses a lot of the Marauder figures, which is another company that does pieces for doing customs.
They always have a wicked display over there at Joe Fest as well. They
Black Knight has got an idea there for Bjorn. Transform the majestic tiger into
luggage.
majestic luggage.
There you go. Tiger stripe luggage. That could be a trend.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Hang on, fellas. I gotta answer something real quick. So I'll be right back on cam. And
Oh yeah, sure. Well, hey Jim, while you were getting coffee, I started mentioning that about the show next Monday.
Oh, okay.
I just mentioned
Great.
that basically.
Am I invited?
Yeah, I think so. I got my book. I was holding it up and I was talking about it and saying how I have to speed read it
Cool.
and get ready. And I did read like the first 3 or 4 pages just as soon as I got it, and there is a
It'll
little
pull you in.
foreword. there's something in there right in the beginning, before you start reading, that says some of the names have changed.
Right.
And this is to reflect Bobby Vala's wishes that, from now on the characters are going to be named this, and that happens sometimes.
Right. A note to readers: fans
Mhm.
of the brand may notice that the names of Carrack and Bone Collector do not match what was originally portrayed. Yeah, it's just
It's
minor
just
changes.
their real names. It's not so much their
Right.
they're
Their
still
lore
Carrack and
hasn't
Bone
really
Collector.
changed. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just it's one of those things like any franchise, I guess, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
It's evolving. As
Plus,
he's
you
getting
also
ready
say
to
like
do.
this is a work of fiction, not based on any real life
Oh, sure.
characters, and then you find
Yeah,
out
there's
your neighbor-
no. I wouldn't say there's any hard and fast canon yet, but
Yeah.
he's working on a major motion picture, and I'm assuming whatever comes out of the film will become canon for the whole series. So we'll see. The
Yeah,
whole idea
we'll
is for us
see.
to just explore what's going on in the lore.
Definitely going to be some minor changes, just things that maybe there'll be two names listed with a character instead of just the one. But
Right, and who knows? Maybe they were using an alias at one time.
mhm.
You can always explain it. I mean,
Yeah.
Lord knows, if you've ever watched a long-running series like Doctor Who, things in continuity change subtly and not so subtly over the years, depending on who's doing the writing. But Bill
Yeah.
Nedro's been working with Valaverse for quite a while. He's been doing the Mission File comics. He's also, worked with, some of the other behind-the-scenes stuff. And then this novel was just kind of a labor of love, where he had some great ideas.
Do
that were
we
too
know
big.
who wrote the? And they're not called. So the cards on the back of the package, they're called mission files or
They're called combat profiles.
combat
And
profiles.
They're
yes.
the same thing as the old mission files from back in the day with the Great
Do we know
American
who
Hero
wrote
stuff.
those? Was that
I don't. That's a good
Bobby
question.
Bala or Bill
I,
Nedro?
I would want to say it's probably a combination between Mr. Nedro and Mr. Vala, but I can
Okay.
find out.
It would just be
I'll
interesting
put
to
some
know.
feelers out and see if I can get that information.
Yeah, that'd be nice to know. Bill, how'd it go? You're right.
Yeah. I was just inviting Adam in. I'd like to have Adam pop in the actual stream if he would. And just
sure.
so I can test what things look like when we got a whole bunch of folks here with this new overlay for what we're doing with open
Yeah,
mic.
I did notice, Bill, when you went big to show us the figure, there was
Yeah,
like
the overlay
down
was
here-
still there. Yeah.
No, well,
was.
where the microphone was clipping out the bottom of your picture. I don't know if it's a minor thing. Like if you want to just do it real quick, I just since
Well,
this is a test.
I know exactly what you're talking about. What I was just making myself big just for a minute
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
What I should have done was taking the overlay off before I did that. But of course, me being me, I didn't care. So.
Yeah, our buddy Adam over at Radical Toys has been working on some cool stuff. Not only is he keeping us abreast of all the
my
Motu
God.
news, he's also doing some animation stuff that's really neat.
Yes.
He's
so I
creating
realized
some little
he's
avatars
pulling
that
a
pop
Largo out of a hat. That was Largo. Is that what that was?
Allegedly.
Yes.
Allegedly.
I died. I saw that. I think I saw it this morning.
Yeah,
posted a
he's
short,
having
and-
fun.
And I wasn't expecting it though. I saw it and I said, okay, that's Bill. I get that. He's pulling something out of a hat, and then I see. I know it was on the last stream, but
I got a
totally
good
missed
chuckle out of that.
yeah, it was at the end of the Sunday stream. He showed it, but I was distracted when it happened, and it didn't register with me that he was.
Oh,
pulling a Largo out of a hat.
we got the full cartoon version of it coming up soon. So
Cool.
thanks. I gotta put some music in it. Maybe some somebody saying something. I might have to get you to record something for me there, Largo.
Okay. Maybe we can even get some Eduardo in there. Who knows?
Well, I think you are Eduardo. As a matter of fact, you kind of got a rooster body on you.
Stranger things have happened, especially after tequila, but we won't go there.
Yeah.
Yep, that's why I stick to rum. Tequila does bad things to my my consciousness and state of being. So, as I'm sure
I've never had an
experienced.
adverse reaction to it, but I've heard other people, so I usually just avoid it because one person, my wife in particular, is she's like this when it comes to tequila. She's like, no.
Well, it goes down smooth, but depending on the particular party you're in, it can get a little wild. So, yeah, in my youth, I was a bit foolish. I'll just say that. But I've since mended my ways, and I stick to rum.
Mm-hmm.
Rum is for us
Also,
rusty old folks.
Miss Weird Fantastic Toys is also saying she stays away from the tequila.
Yeah, tequila bad. It makes your clothes fall off.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Every time I've mentioned it, my wife's like, "No, we don't do that." And it's just been a
Yep.
rule.
Anytime you run into someone who has a tattoo that's not spelled correctly, there's probably a good chance tequila was involved. I'm just saying.
And it sounds like Eduardo is waiting for you to acknowledge him. It's like he won't stop until you say something.
Oh yeah, he's his own character. I'm going to start going over there, and I'll see if I can get his owner to let me do an interview. He may look at me like I'm stupid, but I'll see what I can do.
That would be really funny.
Well, it's kind of funny. I live here in a kind of a rural area. So on one side, I have a neighbor who is, just got a modern house and, looks just fairly normal. And then on the other side where Eduardo lives, it's definitely shades of Green Acres. I mean, it is rural. There's chickens. There's
I think
other
you showed
critters
us
running
one
around.
time off you turned the camera off the side there and showed us the rural side. Yeah.
Yeah, there are some folks here that still use outhouses and get their water from a well and all that kind of stuff. So you get all kinds here. If you go closer to like Guatemala City, it's just like any city in the States. It's modern, but out here, I've had strange things that have to my American sensibilities have come across as peculiar. There's a fella who will bring a goat and literally come up to your door, and if you want fresh goat milk, he'll milk the nanny right there and give you some
Sounds
fresh
like
goat
he's
milk.
just being a good neighbor. But yes, and in my neighborhood that would be frowned upon. There,
Indeed.
Everyone probably appreciates it.
Exactly,
and,
it's door-to-door service.
Yeah,
there's a lot of traveling
You grab your
a lot
coffee.
of traveling peddlers that go door to door still, and some of them are very nice, and some of them are a little
Hey, when
peculiar.
I was a kid, we still had the knife sharpening guy would come around, and he was driving around a pickup truck with a big camper kind of thing on the back. And he had a little, sharpening station in the back there, and he'd ring the bell, and we still had ice cream trucks and stuff like that. I'm trying to think. There's other traveling salesmen that would come around.
Yeah, to answer Gojitron, the chupacabra, to my knowledge, mostly hangs out in Mexico, but there have been sightings. Again, usually after copious amounts of tequila, he will be sighted.
He's attracted to concentrations of tequila.
That's right. There might even be a Bigfoot out there. I'll have to go squatching out here in the Mayan ruins and see what pops up.
Going squatching.
And
tell us a little bit about going squatting. We want to know all about going squatting.
Well, it is an experience. Again, most of my folks are from Tennessee, and they're in the Smoky Mountains. There have been some stories of strange going-ons and wild men, and occasionally you'll get some good old boys get together with a few cases of their favorite tasty beverage in their pickup and go out in the woods and go squatching. And squatching is a thing. That's just basically the excuse for the boys to go out and drink all night and not get their wives yelling at them because it's like, we're squatching, we're researching, we're doing something important. No, you're not. You're going out there to hang out with the boys. Yeah. But that's the excuse. I don't know that anybody's ever seen one. Yes, it's very important work. But it is an international phenomenon. And Master Versal Toy Hunter has popped by. Nice to see you.
All right.
Our buddy from Eternia. Master Versal, I wonder if you've been working on any new customs or anything. OBS has never gone squatching? Come on now. I bet you've gone squatching.
Yeah, I think OBS was saying she went train hopping when she was a kid. I think we had a conversation about that once.
Train
Which
hopping.
not, yeah, I
That
mean, we've all done that, right? You hop a
mm,
train? No?
I, I
Okay.
I have not. I don't know that I'd be adventurous enough to try to catch a
It
moving
was a pretty
train.
slow moving train if a kid could run
Oh,
and
okay.
catch up to it and jump on it. So, it was one of those older lines that, ran through a lot of, you know, out in the country, they speed up. There's no way you're
Hmm.
catching that. But yeah, it would be cutting through a lot of small towns. So, the train's going just fast enough for you to run up and it was a quick way to get, a couple towns over.
That's it.
Most of the time you wound up having to walk back, but we did that.
Now, Eldar, you know they're not mythical; they're real. You've been to Eternity, you know. So I'm with OBS. I believe there's something out there. We just don't know what it is.
Uh oh. Is she calling train hopping? Humped a train? Well, I've never humped a train. Hop. Train
Hop.
hopping, not humping.
Yeah,
I
train
mean,
humping is a whole different thing. That's on another
yeah,
channel we won't discuss.
yeah.
Wow.
I really thought that it was OBS one time. We were in a chat. She was talking about hopping trains, and specifically Conrail in New Jersey. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I was talking to someone else, but yeah, that was the name of the company. So okay, I could be wrong. She never humped a
Oh,
train.
that's
I
right.
never humped one
Ian
either.
Ian brings up a good point. Where is he? Not Nightbot. There's Ian. Yeah, closest thing we have to that in the UK is the supposed big cats on the moors, unless you count
Oh,
Nessie. I have been to Loch Ness. I had that pleasure when I was a kid. I didn't see anything other than really cold water, but the legend of Nessie at Loch Ness is big. And yeah, I remember there are no lions and tigers and bears in the UK, but there are rumors of big black dogs and giant cats that sometimes will appear in the mists on the moors. So who knows?
okay. OBS insists that it's called humping when you jump on a train. So, okay,
Okay,
okay.
I'll take your word for it. I do
Do
not
the
know.
do the hump to hump. Everybody do the hump to hump.
Well, that's it. I mean, it's a way to get from point A to point B in style, I guess. But
Yep. I don't know. Uh, is
I
Adam
have
gonna
not.
show up, or
I think
is he?
he's working on it. He's having some
I was
Okay.
technical
kind of hoping
issues.
he would.
He tried to pop in earlier. There he is again. He's having a problem getting his device to connect.
Yeah, I heard something. So,
Now we're getting an echo. So
yeah.
okay, that's weird. You want to try to bring him in, Bill, and see what happens?
No,
Okay.
no. I think Eduardo's trying to Adam. Yeah, bring Adam in. Yeah. Hey. Oh, it's Superman.
Hey, what's going on,
Nice.
guys?
Hey, how
I'm
are
at,
you?
No,
good. I'm actually testing out my new headset. Seems to be working pretty good. So
yeah, it's got a good
I don't
sound
think.
to it.
Well, I'm still using the long arm Shogun mic, but I'm just using the headset for the speaker so that there's no background noise.
Right.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, very clear.
Yeah, I'm still
Yeah, I was
looking for
doing
a
like
good mic
I was doing a
myself.
test with it or whatever. Yeah, I found one on the headset. I was doing like a test between the one that was my USB webcam, and then I was doing the long arm one, and then I was doing the headset one. And the long arm one, which is the one I had, seemed to be the best of the three.
Hmm.
So, is what it is. But yeah, it's all right though. I don't suppose you guys probably hear anything in the background from me now. You shouldn't hear nothing.
No, it sounds real
No.
clear. Now, we're talking a
That's
little bit
good.
about squatching. I don't know there in the great white north of Canada if you guys have had any Bigfoot or Sasquatch experiences. Any rumors to that extent in your neck of the woods, Adam?
Nah, not really. I mean, we barely even see moose nowadays. It's like they're hidden way in the woods now. So the most that we ever see around here is deer everywhere.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. You know, deer and or I'm sorry, moose and elk. They're huge. They're giant creatures, but yet they move silently.
Yeah.
They're like ghosts. You don't even know they're there
Yeah.
if you're out in the woods. So.
Oh yeah,
you
they're
know,
like ninja. They're like ninjas.
That's right. The ninjas of the animal kingdom.
If you
Beware,
hit-
you never know when a moose is loose.
You hit one of those, man. You might as well kiss your life goodbye. You are going through the windshield. Usually what happens, you hit one with a car, and their upper bodies are so heavy, but their lower bodies aren't so much. So they'll just tip right over, go right through your windshield. Your best
Ouch.
bet is probably duck.
Mm.
Yep.
Yeah, I imagine
A
hitting
deer's
a duck
a little
is
bit
not
different
as bad
story.
as hitting a moose.
Oh yeah, no, you hit a deer. Most times, deers will just flip over or whatever. I actually hit a deer once, and it knocked my headlight out, scared the living Jesus out of me. But I ended up hitting the tail end of him, right? So what happened was he's on the road. A couple minutes later, he gets up and walks away. I'm like, "Oh, gee, thanks, deer." And you almost wish the
Yeah.
sucker would have died.
You stunned him.
Is that a problem where a lot of them come out and play on the highway just because they're
Yeah,
crossing to get...
it's actually gotten to the point where they had to put up like a rules and regulations not to feed the deer because it's been getting
Yeah.
so bad.
Oh, I went back home to my hometown, and when I was a kid, there was nothing. You would see, you wouldn't see wildlife. You'd see, the normal stuff. But when I went back there are deer everywhere. I mean, like literally, like I went to this one little place where we used to go fishing, just checking on the old fishing hole. It was right by my house. I walked into the little wooded area. There must have been a dozen deer just sleeping because it was daytime, just laying down, and I kind of just backed out slowly, and I was like, okay, occupied, I get it, and I walked away. But they destroy people's landscaping. I see Eduardo has joined us.
He's going to get his own channel
I
eventually,
get,
I'm sure of it.
I heard you over talking about the goat. Well, the guy will come up with the door, the goat, when I was getting my puppet ready. I was like, that's like right bonkers to me. I couldn't imagine seeing something like that, just milking the goat right in front of you.
Yeah,
right
fresh
there.
goat milk is actually pretty good.
You hand him
tastes
the
a lot
coffee
better
mug.
than the goat smells, I'll tell you that.
You hand him the coffee mug, and he'll just
Yep.
a little cream, mix it up, and there you go.
Oh yeah, I'll get people that will come by and sell fresh made cheese and cream and all kinds of stuff. They just come by with a cooler. And it's like,
The
hey,
goat will munch on your lawn a little bit for you as payment on the way out.
indeed. We have
That's
random
hilarious.
pigs that will show up sometimes. That is another traffic concern. People let their pigs kind of wander loose to graze during the day.
Mhm.
So besides
Yeah.
the little tuk-tuk taxis and motorcycles, you have to worry about chickens and goats and pigs on the road. So it's a challenge
Yeah.
to drive here.
So did you guys like the little cartoon I made for you? So you take
Of
it, you like
course.
it?
Yeah, I like it a
Yes.
lot. I've got some ideas about it. Could we tweak it a little bit?
Yeah, I
Adam?
can't wait to see what you got.
Well, what I
Like,
want,
tweak it
I
how?
noticed that my mouth is not moving at all. So what I want is,
No,
and I
nah.
don't know how hard it's going to be to have me say, hey, Largo, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat. And then we'll hear.
Well, I was wondering
Largo.
if you guys wanted to do that, but
Yeah,
I
I
basically would
kinda
have to.
Yeah,
I'd
we
have
could do a
to.
voiceover.
We
Yeah,
can
you guys
record-
can do a voiceover. Basically, what I'd have to do is I just have to retake the second scene. Like I can keep the first scene, and then I can keep the last scene, or whatever. I just gotta redo the middle scene. Is what I would have
Yeah.
to do. So you guys would have to send me an audio file of your voices.
I'll send you an MP4 probably today or tomorrow.
Make
Of me saying, hey, Largo, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat. And then I can get Largo to say, oh, Bill, that trick never works. And then,
Yeah.
Indeed.
Send it MP3 if you can, because the MP3 would just make one less step for me.
gotcha. All right, no problem. I can certainly do that.
Yeah, we'll tinker with that this week. Just let me know what you need, and I'll shoot it to you.
Let's see what's going on in the chat over there.
We've got double our pleasure, double our fun. We have both Ted Darkclaw and Black Knight hanging out with us from Hella Dope Toys. Nice to see you, fellas.
Ah, awesome.
The OBS, the problem with me turning on Eduardo's microphone, it would cause a lot of echo on Largo's end. So we've got to keep Eduardo quiet down there. So it doesn't.
Ironically, I do actually have noise cancellation, so you don't hear my ceiling fan and whatnot. Eduardo is so loud, he actually shows up on my mic, no matter what kind of noise canceling.
I noticed that.
We got to keep Eduardo quiet right now, but he's down there. He's down there in spirit. So there he is.
I noticed that. Like he must squawk like right loud if it goes right through your friggin', right to your
man,
mic.
You take it easy, man. He says it's crazy late. Hope the show's going well. Okay, man. And what's Bjorn saying?
Yeah, awesome.
The moose is the only animal you should swerve to avoid. Deer are as well.
Yeah, they're tough on your car. They'll mess up your front end, that's for sure.
Yeah, crazy.
Ted Darkclaw and the Black Knight talking to each other. Yeah, waiting for the kid to get out of. So I jumped.
Running into each other in strange places or weird, fantastic places.
Indeed. Now, Bill, you're from what I would call the South. What are the rules on roadkill? Can you pick it up and cook it? I know that's a good way to get some possum now and then.
Oh, look, I don't care if I am from Mississippi. We don't do that here, okay?
I'm just teasing.
However, I have picked up roadkill and fed it to the dogs before.
Well, yeah, that way it just doesn't go to waste.
Adam's playing around with his Superman avatar. I like that Superman avatar. That is really cool. Did you draw that?
Yeah,
model it after.
Yeah, I drew it all out, and no, I actually drew it out myself. And then what I had to do was I had to do like 4 different layers of the cape so that I can make it wave like that.
Okay,
cool. It looks really good.
Yeah,
can you give us a wave, or does it do anything?
The Kurt Swan.
The Superman stationary.
Looks more like Wayne Boring. Wayne Boring.
He's stationary. The only
Superman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's good.
Yeah, you got to get his arms going so he can move his arms around.
The only thing I can do is blink eyes.
And Ted Darkclaw says in the suburb, squirrel is on the menu. Well, I've eaten squirrel before. I'll tell you that now. No, we don't eat skunks.
We have had some skunk encounters now and then. Not so much here, but when I was in Tennessee, there was a skunk that liked to hang around and terrorize the dogs. Nothing worse than having your dog come in after getting sprayed by a skunk. It takes
I've had that happen.
Quite a challenge to get that smell. Yeah, you have to give him a tomato bath. That's woof. That is hard.
And it doesn't work. Because we all had to take tomato baths one time, and my dog got in.
Did you get sprayed by a skunk?
My dog got into it with the skunk, and just residually from wrangling our dog back in and bringing her into the house and then washing her, we smelled like skunk because that musk is so powerful. And we tried the tomato.
Oh man,
I remember having
you must have like that's
in the tomato, and it didn't work. And it was horrible. It's a terrible story. My parents still made me go to school. And
I bet you got picked on then.
It did not go well.
That must smell for like a month.
Yeah, it was late night Thursday until Friday morning. Yeah,
it doesn't go away. It lingers.
By the end of the weekend, it went away.
Yeah, like Ted, I've had squirrel. I've had it actually, shot with a BB gun and hunted and skinned and put into some squirrel and dumplings, and that's not too bad. That's a kind of an Appalachian favorite.
Hey, before I moved to Florida, just visiting down here, my mom's neighbor at the time, we were fishing by her house, and we heard a little something, and he goes, hold on 1 second. Jumps up, runs around. I hear him whacking something. He comes out with a rattlesnake, skins it, cooked it, and ate it right there.
Oh,
I did not partake.
I've had rattlesnake before. Rattlesnake's pretty good eating.
Yeah, he skinned it right there. and
Never
it had a
tried
dead
rattlesnake.
it had a dead mouse in its stomach, and you could see it when he was skinning it. It
Oh,
was so
bro, that's
gross. He
gross,
tied it right to
man.
a
All
tree.
right, you could have left that part out, Bill. Okay,
Yeah,
that
it
wasn't
was so gnarly. Just
It's a
seeing the
circle
whole
of
thing.
life.
so
Yeah.
unnecessary.
It was
So, what
partially
was it that
digested.
you were? What was it that you were trying to test, Bill?
The layout here, I had to make these overlays, and I had to have an actual live chat going in order to get the overlays right.
Okay.
So,
I kind of like it.
uh,
I like having the chat in the middle like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a new idea that I'm going to do for Open Mic Friday from now on, where the chat is going to be basically who we interact with. So that's going to be like we're going to be interacting with these people over here, and we'll still have guests on here in the column, but we're going to spotlight the chat. The chat's basically on the open mic, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like this better because it's easier to keep up with the chat. Otherwise, I've
It
got
really
to
is.
kind of bounce back and forth between looking at it on YouTube and trying to catch
You
it
almost
here
don't
now.
have to click on them and make them big, but I guess you still can. But yeah,
Yeah.
they're right there, so it is nice. I like it.
Ted says he's impressed with how often we go live. I kind of go live on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sometimes not Saturday, or sometimes not Sunday, depending upon when I have a meeting to go to. But I don't go on as much as I ought to or should because of my work schedule. But I'm on today because I wanted to test this out, and actually we've gone
Which, like I said,
um,
not a bad
very-
turnout for just testing.
Yeah.
I was surprised. I didn't even do an opening. As a matter of fact, if you go back and rewatch this, you will see long pauses where I don't say shit because I'm busy making this overlay and everything.
Yeah, I walked in, I sat down, I was reading on my couch, and then I decided to put the TV on, and I saw your head, and I was like, "Hey, what's going on here?"
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it was,
you got to make your chats big and make your monsters grow. Speaking of monsters, have you guys been keeping up with what Masterversal Toy Hunter's doing over there? He's making a Boglin type puppet with Modi the Moat Monster.
No, I haven't seen that.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, well, you will be able to see that, Largo, now that you're part of the toy chat.
Oh, okay.
I don't think Ken's still with us, but if Ken is still with us, or maybe you can get in touch with Ken, Largo, maybe get Wilhelm in that chat as well.
Oh, okay.
It's on Instagram. Yeah. It's a toy chat on Instagram. It's a good way for those of us who are in this circle here to keep up with one another and keep up with what one another's doing.
That's a good idea. I don't do much of the group stuff. The only group I've been keeping up with is the Legions of Valaverse on Facebook.
I will say this. We've experienced that today. I know you know this, Largo, but the Instagram has the ability to make video chat or phone calls or whatever, so you can call your buddy with if he's got Instagram as well. Well, you can also do that within the groups, and
okay.
Somebody accidentally hit their. Now we're not going to feed them yet. We're going to let this go for as long as we can because I'm here by myself, and that's not good. So I need my buddies here with me. So we'll hang out here for a little while. But yeah, what was I talking about? And I lost my train of thought when I saw the private.
You were talking about the talking, being able to talk on the chat in the Instagram.
Somebody hit the button and called everybody in the chat, and they're like, "Uh-oh, I didn't mean to do that." And stopped it.
Hey guys, I gotta run out to the store and get some stuff for dinner.
Sure. It's good having you.
Yeah, it was awesome to see you guys.
When you get back, you can come right back in. We'll pull you in.
Okay.
Can you pick me up some gummy bears?
Will do.
Cool.
Man, I eat them all. I love freaking gummy bears, man. That's what I love.
As far as candy goes, that's my weakness. I love gummy bears. I'd love to get some jelly babies, but you can only get those in the UK.
Oh, Radical Mom in the house says we'll be watching from the start. I can tell you now, it's kind of boring at the very beginning of this stream because I'm not doing a whole lot because I'm busy on GIMP making the overlay for the chat over there. But Go right ahead if you want to.
It's kind of
And,
like
I
that
gotta-
old story of stone soup. You know, Bill was making some stone soup, and then different ingredients started getting piled in, and by the end of it, now we've got something going, something cooking.
Ian Sweeney says early start for me in the morning, night all peace. All right, take care, Ian. Good to have you in today. And Ted Darklaw says a giant Motu puppet. Show me the way. Well, you'll just have to wait and see what Mr. Eldor has in store for us. But I've seen some of the preliminary work that he's shown us over in Toy Chat, and it's going to look awesome if it works out the way he wants it to.
Now I got confirmation today from my warehouse in Miami that I used to get my mail that my Boglin did show up there, and it's on its way from Miami to Guatemala City, and then it'll find its way here hopefully in the next few days. So then I'll do a review on that when it comes.
I can't wait. I want to
Sweet.
see that Boglin, man. Matter of fact, after you get done playing with him, you may have to send him to me. Let me play with him, and I'll send him back.
Yeah, or
We'll
maybe
work it
we'll
out.
see about getting your
Did
own.
you get
Boglin,
a large
'cause you
one,
need
or
one in
what's?
I got
they only
King-
come in one
King-
size, right?
What's?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they have some different variations. They have like some little vampire and Halloween themed ones.
Yeah.
I bought King Vlog, which is one of the main cast of characters of the Boglins. There's a couple of them that are I don't know a lot about the lore yet.
Unfortunately, they all are about the same, just different paint schemes on them. So that's unfortunate because you get one, you really don't need the rest of them.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're really into it. I think there's like one or two different face sculpts because some of them have different teeth and different looks to them. They're subtle differences. Oh, cool. I'm glad you like the mail call or the roll call. We're working on some of those.
Ted, if I had the funds to afford to buy that, I would go over there and buy it immediately. But at the present time, with what I've bought for these customs that I'm going to be doing with Eric, Lord of Thunder, or Son of Thunder, right now I'm going to have to wait until I get some more funds going before I get one of those Boglins. But I would love to have one, and I'll get you one. Get one of these days, I'm sure.
That will definitely fit with the weird fantastic gallery that you've got there because they're both weird and fantastic. I only bought the one because I have Series 3 from Action Force, all those ladies coming in. That's cleaning out my piggy bank. But I'm gonna pick up another one down the road.
I'm tapped out right now, but I'm gonna tell you what. I was looking at the Boglins the other day when you were showing them off, and my thought is if I ever get a Boglin, he's not going to come out of the box, but I am going to fix it where I can manipulate the Boglin inside the box because the box made that way, folks.
Yep.
So that you can
Box is part of the toy.
Yeah, you can have him in his box, and you can also make his eyes move and make him do all the things that he can do as a puppet. And that's kind of, I think, the way I would display him and the way I would play with him.
Yeah, they're a neat concept. I mean, just the idea of having a monster on your shelf.
Ted says, "I've got plenty of time. We can manage. We will keep them. We plan to keep them in stock. When you're ready, we'll be there. Jim will give you all of the FOMO."
Yes, fear of missing out. Once you see mine, you're gonna get a hankering. You're gonna get that.
Well, I've already got a hankering for it, but I just I gotta eat. Okay, I gotta pay my bills. Folks, if you're a toy collector and you're buying toys instead of buying food or paying your bills, you've got a problem, and we need to intervene and help you out there to overcome your problem. But,
and I know Mrs. Weird Fantastic has a rolling pin, and she's not afraid to use it if you go over budget.
Absolutely, and if you see this past summer, I slipped off over to Arkansas, and I got told on by Shagbag. When I got home, I got clocked. So the video's there. Yeah.
I don't know if Bjorn's still around, but let's see if we can get the Hella Dope website and put that in the chat. I'll see if I can go find it here real quick.
Yeah, if you want to put it up there in the live where the live chat is, you can do that. It's certain. I was doing that earlier when I showed off UFO robot Grandazir. Master Russell Toy Hunter says he's back. What did I miss? Well, Mr. Eldor, what you missed was us talking about that Modi the Moat Monster Boglin type puppet that you're working on. we're all interested in knowing how far along that's come. Ted Darklaw says, I tried eating toys, did not end well. I imagine it didn't. There was very little nutritional value there.
Yeah.
Gojitron's giving us a little bit of advice there. Ramen noodle was invented for students and toy collectors.
Toy collectors, indeed. I have had
we're
ramen times.
Spending our money on things we shouldn't, and so now we have to eat ramen noodles instead. And now I'll warn you guys: eating ramen noodles for every meal is probably not a good idea. You need a little bit of protein to go with those carbohydrates. Just saying.
Yeah, we still do the ramen here every now and then. We just throw in a little bit of chicken or something with it.
Yeah.
They're good when you don't feel like doing a lot of cooking.
Maybe go buy some shrimp, and throw in there. That's a good thing. Master Versal says, just in the patterning stage there so far. Okay, all right, man. But I have seen some of the work that you're doing so far, and it's phenomenal. I can tell you that.
Speaking of the Mr. Eldor, I sent you a logo over to you, Largo. I want you to take a look at it.
Mrs. Weird,
over on Instagram.
Where are you at? Is what I want to know. Wherever you are, you're not here. Are you at work still? Are you in Arkansas? Are you on your way home? Just out of curiosity, are you in the house lurking and you just haven't come down here? What is going on with you? I think you're still at work or something because you keep popping in and out in here. And I, just out of curiosity, because I know she had to work last night, and I think she had to work today. I was kind of expecting her to be home when I got home, but she wasn't. And then she said something about something going on at the Walmart in Arkansas that I had no idea about. So she may have took a road trip to Arkansas herself. Of course, there will be no rolling pin waiting on her when she gets home because I'm not getting my ass whooped. She'll take it away from me.
You got to pick your battles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got some Mythic Legion pre-orders over at Helidope that are coming up, and they've got some G.I. Joe Classified they just got in. So, you guys go over there and check them out.
Share that screen that you were talking about sharing, man. I want to see what you said you were going to share a screen with us.
I'm talking to Adam?
Talking to you, buddy.
I was going to share a screen?
I have no idea.
I thought you said you were going to share a screen with everybody. You're going to share something with us. I don't know. Maybe I misheard you.
Oh, no. I just put the link in the chat for Helidope. I don't think I'm set up to do a share right now. My webcam. I was cleaning the layer last night. You can
share your. If you got Chrome open, it's easier because you can actually share tabs from Chrome. But if you go down there to the present tab, you can share whatever you're looking at. Of course, it'll make. I'll have to take the chat off and put whatever you got up there, but we can certainly do that.
Yeah, let me give that a try.
What if you just wanted to share a JPEG? How would you do that?
How would you share a JPEG? Open the JPEG up in whatever image program that you want to present it in, and share that program. I'll do it real quick. As a matter of fact, I'll find a JPEG in my.
Well, I have a JPEG that I wanted to show or whatever. That's what I was asking, but I can send it to you.
All right, so open your JPEG up. All right, so go to wherever your pictures are located at. I'm going to do it real quick, and we'll see if we can. All right, so I'm going to open this picture up, and it's going.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to stop the screen that I'm presenting right now, which will make the chat go away from them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go over here and go to present, and I'm going to share screen, and I'm going to go in the middle where it says window, and I'm going to pick the window that I want to share, and then I'm going to put that up, and then of course it'll add it to the stream, and me or Largo One will have to add it into the stream ourselves. But once you get that ready for us, then boom, there it is.
Cool.
So that, of course,
Okay.
is my avatar where he comes from. So there you go. I'm gonna take that out. And if you
The
want to
infamous
share a
X-ray
JPEG,
boy.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. If you
well,
want,
I've got the. I'll just pop this up for folks real quick while Adam's tinkering around. This is the Helitope website. Let me see if I can go through there. So Mythic Legions has a new line, Necronomen, which is kind of some of their undead critters
hey,
that
where
are
were
coming
you
up.
at?
Those are on pre-order.
How are you? How are
And
you
then of
chatting with
course,
us? Were you chatting on your phone while you were driving?
Oh yeah.
Nasty, bad, ugly. That's mean.
Well, actually, I was at work first.
Oh,
Then
you were driving home. What were you asking me about Arkansas? Something about Arkansas?
the weather. How bad
Oh,
was it?
oh, I don't know about Arkansas. Here we go. Adam's got this picture up here. Let me share that real quick there, Largo.
alrighty,
Goodness.
There we go.
So this is a
Hey,
cool logo that I had designed, and it's me and Eldor, right? So we're gonna be doing this. We're gonna be doing like a news type of segment, kind of like what you guys are doing here on your channel. We're gonna do it over on his, like a duo
uh,
sort of thing. And he came up with this great idea because he's like kind of like Eldor's like a magic caster. Well, if you look at me and look at my hand, I'm the puppet master.
okay,
So I thought that
I
was a
like
great
that.
idea.
That is a wonderful
got a
idea. I
little-
So I
like
got
that.
little puppet and
puppet
strings
Orko.
of so I got strings with Orko on it, and I just think it's a friggin' genius idea. So that
That's
was kind of
cool.
cool.
I like that. I like that a
Yeah.
lot.
It's really neat to see some of our neighbor
Yeah.
channels growing and coming up with creative ideas. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're gonna try it. We're gonna
That's pretty
try.
cool.
I think we're gonna start either tomorrow or Friday. We're gonna try it out and see how it works.
And
Yeah.
Ted Darkclaw saying thank you to you, Largo, there for sharing the site with our
Oh,
viewers
yeah.
tonight.
Oh, we're happy to do it. Anytime we can find a good toy seller that's legit, we're happy to mention them. Let me go see if I can find the Boglins here real quick so folks can see what we're
Yeah,
talking
do
about
that,
with the
Largo.
Boglins. So there's my favorite guys. They've got all of Series 2, and hopefully they'll be carrying some others in the future. We'll see.
Yeah.
So they've got all of Series 2 right now. There's the Boglins. So I bought...
There we go.
Let's see. He's not up here. I bought King Vlad. Or no, not Vlad. Shoot, I can't remember his name now. But he looks like one of these fellas. See here, they've got the box that you can keep them in the box. The front slides open, and you can put your hand
Yeah.
underneath and manipulate the puppet in the box. Or you can take them out of the box and play with them too. You can see there their eyes move. And... they like to give you a little side eye. They've got some Halloween themes, and they've got some of them have wings, and they all have a kind of a funky little tail on the end, and they're just they're interesting. Sorry, the prices are in Guatemalan quetzales. There, I should have switched that to American, but they do look to the
Yeah, I had
international. So
I had like a green like a tannish one. I think it was called Bonk. I think that was his name.
Okay, well, let's see if Bonk shows up here in their list. So we've got Blobkin is the pumpkin-looking one. There's King Drool. There's King Wart. There's Lord Crazy Clown, which I think is one of Ted's favorites. King Vlob, that's the one I got. So he's coming to me soon, and I'll be playing with him. I like
Okay.
the colors on that one.
Paula wants to
there's
say hey to
Orc.
everybody real quick, y'all.
Okay.
It is raining its ass off outside.
Yeah, we had some breaking news earlier. We might go back to the recorder and see how that's going. But Paula wanted to say hey to everybody.
How's everybody doing?
How's Paula doing? How are
I'm
you?
good. I'm wet.
That's good.
I'm good though.
We're glad you made it home in one
Is it
piece.
raining out?
Oh, it's pouring.
It's raining cats and dogs here. We got a rainstorm that extends all the way from us to Fort Worth, Texas.
Oh, really?
Wow.
We got
Right
nothing
across.
but a lot of snow here.
I'd rather have rain than snow.
Okay.
Oh, I agree. I'll trade you.
No, that's
No
okay.
thanks. No thanks. No thanks.
Hmm.
There's
here's,
the one I had. That's the one I had,
that's the
Largo. The one right
Okay.
there.
That's
Yeah,
King
that
Dwarf.
guy.
Yeah, that's the one I want right
Work.
there if I ever get one. That is cool.
What,
You know, he
what's
kind of
his
looks like a
name?
sea monkey with those
Yeah, I like
king
that one.
dwark. Yep.
It looks kind of creepy.
But
If
there's
his
like
eyes
a vintage one that's called Bonk, and it looks just like it.
Okay. Some of these I think were based on the original molds. Ted or Aaron could probably tell us better. But yeah, here's you can see the little box they come in, and you know he's got his.
Say his name?
No.
Does it have his name on the plate, like right underneath?
You don't want to say
It sure does, right there. So he's King Dwark. They all have a label on their
Okay,
their box.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, it's just the way I
let's see if can
remembered
make
them
that
from
bigger.
the vintage ones.
And then, of course, you can open the cage front there, and then you can kind of manipulate them. You can open a hole in the bottom to run the puppet, or you can take him out of the box and have him run amok in
How
your.
did you take them out of the
toys.
box? Because I can't remember how to take them out.
Excuse me. Ted was saying there's a trick to it. You open the box on the side to access the puppet the first time, and then that way you can preserve the box to use it, you know, for keeping him on the shelf or for playing with him.
Right.
Yeah, when we had Ted on the show, I think he actually showed a puppet off to us and manipulated it a little bit. We'll have to go back and look at the live stream on that one, the replay, so that Paula's sitting here all interested in this this boggling.
Yep, Ted says there is a history behind the horns that they have. So.
Really?
They look like sea monkeys. They look like
That's what
sea
I was
monkeys'
fixing to
antennas.
say.
That's what
I was thinking
that's
that.
what they remind me. Yeah.
So they're born with horns and fight, and the one with the most horns is a king.
Oh, okay.
I'm interested to see what kind of lore comes with them.
Okay, Ted says that they have a video on the channel on opening them. So when you buy your boggling, oh yeah, okay. Here, let me show you guys something because my wife just brought Shaky over here. So that's his name. His name is Shaky. There's Shaky the sea monkey with his little bobble head, and you can see.
Nice. They might be cousins of the Boglins. Who knows?
It could be.
Yeah, that's like the mascot for sea monkeys, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, where were the? Here we go. Now, there we go. Sorry about that, guys. There we go.
Oh, that's okay. So we were looking at this fella, and this is the one that Adam remembers from when he was a kid, or one similar. And let's see, what were some of the other ones they had here? Because the one I picked up was this guy, King Vlob. Let's see, pop him up. I just like the colors on this guy. He's got more of a spiky bit to his horns. And look at that mischievous face. He looks like he's ready to stir up some trouble.
He does look like he's up to something, though, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. So the detail on these is amazing, and you know, got kind of a cool paint scheme going, and the eyes are, you know, can move side to side, and you can manipulate the mouth. So
no problem, Ted. We don't mind sharing here on the channel. We like to support companies, and we like to support a good product here on the show.
Yep. There's another. This is King Drool. Let's see, we'll pop him up. So you see, they are similar, but you can see some of them have different teeth and slightly different expressions. So there are some variations in them. So you can adopt a whole batch of them and have a whole family of boglins if you really set your heart to it.
Nice.
And they all come with the same cage gimmick where you can open the front of the cage and play with them that way, or you can, you know.
That's kind of the way I would want to display it, and I kind of would want to also play with it that way because the bottom has a where you can open that hole up on the bottom and you can put your hand up in it and manipulate it.
Right, so you can keep them in the cage and run them that way if you like. So yeah, it's just a cool concept, I think, and you know, it definitely fits with the weird fantastic theme. The clown one's creepy. I don't know about the clown. I'm not a clown.
I think we'll pass on that. My wife doesn't like clowns either. Mr. Eldor says he's going to be getting himself a boglin very soon. Very good there, Mr. Eldor.
Then they have the kind of the Halloween theme. They have Bogabones, and then there's the one that looks like a pumpkin there. If I can find him again.
Is there any girl boglins? Just out of curiosity.
I don't know what if they even have a gender, Bill. That's a Ted question for sure.
Okay, well, maybe the today's kids will buy boglins since they're maybe non-binary creatures.
Yeah, they might even be politically correct. Who knows? So he is the Dark
Um,
Lord Blobkin, and he's got his pumpkin style going. So even if you're just looking for some good Halloween treats to pop around, he'd look good with your Halloween stuff.
Mm.
I can see him scaring away the kids and stealing all the candy.
yeah, really.
I like those
Oh, and
eyes. They look so real.
yeah, and I don't know if they glow in the dark or not. I think some of them did or do. I'm not sure. I'll have to look into that.
Well, Ted says he's unsure how they procreate. There's no official females at this time. Okay, so maybe they procreate the way amoeba do. They just kind of split.
You never know. I'm sure. I'm sure you'd have to drink a lot of tequila and
I'm
sit there
gonna.
in the dark and watch your boggling collection to see what happens. So this one,
And Black
he's even
Knight
got
says
his.
some of them go in the dark.
Okay, yeah. At least the eyes I know
I'm
are supposed to
gonna.
glow.
The one that I was talking about. I found a picture of him.
Oh, throw it up there. We'll put it in there.
Yeah.
Don't confuse Blopkin
Yeah,
and
I just wonder if there's any
Blumkin.
differences between them.
There we go.
Okay.
See,
Well,
that's the
this is
one I
only
had. It looked exact same. Or is there
Okay.
any differences? I can't.
Looks to be the horns. I think were a
I don't
little
know if there's
different
any
because that one
differences
had
there or
Yeah,
three.
there's
not
two
between the
horns
other
on
ones.
that one. There was three on the one that we saw earlier. So that's the one difference I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's been some variants, but I do
Yeah,
know
this is
that
1987. This one.
from what Ted was saying, the fellow who designed these in the first place is also heavily involved in the new production of the Boglins. So that's why they have a lot of the same styles to them.
The Dark Lords
Okay.
glow. The eyes glow on the rest. Okay, so
Oh,
all
okay.
of them have glow in the dark eyes, but the Dark
Yeah,
Lords
I
have
remember. I
have more
remember
glow.
mine. The eyes did glow.
Okay,
Okay.
all right. Well, that's a good play feature.
Yeah. So these will definitely be fun. I'm going to have some fun with toy photography because I'm going to have my Boglin go up against my Mezco Conan and some dinosaurs and see how that looks in a picture.
All right, all right.
Are you gonna like uncover him live? Like, how are you doing that?
Um, I'll just do some toy photography, but yeah, I'll do a quick review for the channel when he comes in. I still have the Headless Horseman sitting here. I was going to do a review. It's on my list. He's sitting on my table over here waiting to be acknowledged.
The Thanos copter's in the house. Good to
Yeah.
see you, Thanos copter.
Howdy.
So yeah, we're just chatting about all kinds of different stuff here, Boglins, what we're all up to on our channels, and just paying attention to the live chat because this is a dry run for what open mic is going to be like from now on Fridays. We're going to feature the chat more than anything else, while we will still have guests come on. It will mostly be us sitting here on the side interacting with you in the chat.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good thing to y'all think about some things on Friday you want to discuss and pop it in the chat, and we'll just see where it goes.
See, Black Knight said, "Glad the Headless Horseman made it safe to you, Largo." And
Thank you. Yes.
Dark Claw says Largo has become a busy man with a new channel. Very excited to see what's to come. Yeah, as a matter of fact, he's getting so busy. Some days you might not see him here because he'll be so busy working on stuff with Will and himself. And it's like me and Largo and Will and Adam and all of us are kind of
Yeah.
we have this weird fantastic family going on here of channels.
Yeah, and we
Yep.
definitely like to cross the streams, as they say. Borrowing
Yeah,
from my
yeah,
Comic Con.
we definitely do. And
It's a lot of
have a
fun
good
to,
time doing
to try to encourage each other and spark some ideas. So Bill will have an idea, and that'll spark something with Adam, and maybe I'll come up with something, and that'll spark something with Will, and we just kind of go back and forth. And so far,
Yep.
it's been fun. Scheduling everything has been a challenge, but we're figuring it out.
Yeah. It keeps us on our toes, if anything.
That's for sure. But yeah, we're figuring it out. I mean, a year ago, I was just another guy in the peanut gallery who just talked in the chat, and then Bill invited me to come and hang out with him, and then one thing led to another, and now I'm doing reviews and doing
Yep.
YouTube shorts and it's something. And yes, and Eduardo is definitely stealing the limelight. That's for sure.
I still get a kick out of that rooster. It's hilarious.
It's one of those, cosmic accidental comedy gold bits. It's like it
Yeah.
wasn't planned. He just
No.
showed up on my audio after 3 or 4 different takes trying to record for something. I was like, you know what? I'm leaving the chicken in. I can't.
We're
fight it.
gonna have to figure out a way of getting Eduardo's mic live so that he's just down there clucking and every once in a while. I'm gonna figure that.
I'm sure we can.
all you
find
have
some,
to, all you
some
got to do is
pre-recorded-
just get some. Yeah, just get some sound effects of a rooster quacking or whatever, and
Well, the problem is the way I'm doing this. I'll admit, people, that Eduardo is me on my other phone over here, but the problem is right now I've got to have some headphones jacked into the phone so that the phone audio doesn't pick up the audio over here on the computer.
Oh right, you'll get feedback.
Yeah, there's a lot of feedback going on when that happens. Even with the headphones going, the mic is picking up me on the mic over here. So I had to mute my mic to get Eduardo to crow, and then I had to mute him back and unmute myself so that I could talk. So I've got to figure out a way of having a looping sound effect going on over there that doesn't interfere with everybody else. Leave it to me.
We'll take her with
I'll figure out something.
Yep. I like Ted's comment here. He's like, Bill and Jim are like peanut butter and jelly. Well, we feel kind of the same way with you and Aaron. I mean, you guys doing your Sunday night show. It's kind of coming together. It's gelling real well. It's nice seeing you guys do your thing.
Well, peanut
had
butter
some
and
cool
jelly is
guests.
probably better than peas and carrots. We're not
True.
that close. Okay,
No. But yeah, it's interesting to see where things go.
Well, getting getting close to the end here. It's been 2 hours and 30 minutes. I decided I would let this one go until I can smell the tuna fish patties cooking in there, and that's going to bring me to the
Yeah.
kitchen. She had to go and take care of herself there in the old bathroom there, and she's now. I can hear her puttering in the kitchen. So when I start smelling that tuna fish cooking, I'm going to let this one go. But let's go as long as we can. Keep that going, man. We're having a good time. Oh, I'm going to tell you right now, if that's that toy chat over there, that's going to bother you until you don't have to have it set up to give you the notifications on that. I had to turn those off on my regular phone. I got them on over here. Matter of fact, Eduardo's going to have to go. So bye-bye, Eduardo, because the phone's going to have to be recharged.
Yep. I'm going to have to wander out pretty soon too, Bill, because I need to eat some victuals myself before the dogs get to it.
Right.
I have.
understand.
I've got one of my dogs that she's subtle. If you're not watching, she'll steal food right off the table because she's.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, she's a chow hound, but.
That's messed up.
Plus-
But yeah, I could see that. I've got a friend of mine. He's got cats, and the last time I went to visit him, the cats weren't roaming through the house. They had been banished to the cat room, and the cat flap that allowed them to come into the house had a huge box in front of it, so they weren't able to come into the house. And I said, well, what happened? Well, he's got permanent house guests that live there. His cousin and his cousin's wife, and they got 2 children. Well, when Anthony lived by himself, he never allowed the cats to eat people food, so the cats didn't bother with people food. Well, the house guests started sneaking the cats people food, and when they found out what people food was, now they're all in the garbage can and all over the
Oh.
countertops when nobody's around. So they've been banished to the cat room.
Yeah, that's kind of my fault. I feed them table scraps. I know I shouldn't, but I spoiled them.
Ted says he doesn't have any Tuesday night live streams and he has nowhere else to go. Well, that's okay. And OBS says that she's going to grill a steak in a few and got some broccoli and taters. Sounds good. And
Sounds
says
Yeah.
the quartering is on. Yeah, I don't normally catch the quartering live streams. I'll kind of cherry pick his. He usually does about 7 to 10, maybe 20 videos a day, and I kind of cherry pick 1 or 2 of those to watch. I'm over exaggerating, folks. He does do several videos a day, though.
Yeah, there's so much content out there. It's hard to keep up with everything. Even
It
just the
is.
toy channels. There's so many good toy
the
channels.
problem with
that
the
have stuff.
quarterings live streams is you can't keep up with the chat because there's like 1,000 people in it, and it's rolling like that. And
Yep.
he's not going to talk to anybody in the chat because he can't keep up with it himself. He's got a guest on there, and usually they're covering something I've already watched in one of his videos of the day. So I normally don't do his live streams.
Adam, is that
Same.
you getting all those notifications? I hear somebody.
Oh yeah, I think that's Mr. Eldor beeping me on Instagram.
Yeah, I've got my Instagram stuff turned off. I have to actually open Instagram on my phone.
I'm surprised you guys actually hear that.
Oh yeah, your mic picks up a lot. That's why I usually have you turn your speakers down because your mic picks up your speakers, which causes a little bit of reverb that we can hear on the channel sometimes.
Yeah, but your new setup is definitely a lot cleaner.
I
Whatever
like
you're using
that.
tonight.
I like the puppets. I really do.
Yeah,
Jeremy was
well-
coping with betrayal. We've all been betrayed by various people this week. Well, we'll just leave it at that, OBS. We'll leave it at that. Yeah, it's been a lot going on. Crowder and Daily Wire, they've had their differences that have been aired out. And that's kind of ugly going on over there as well. So
Yeah, to be honest, keeping up with everything and reading the new Action Force book, I'm kind of out of the loop right now. I haven't been following everything.
I'm jealous of you. I think I'm going to remove myself from the so-called loop as well and just live in what do they call it? Ignorance.
Yes,
Yeah.
ignorance is bliss on occasion.
Very,
I do
very
find
bliss.
I try to stick to the toy channels and folks that have something happy and positive to say because it's just
And
better for my mental
that's
health.
what we need to do. We need to stay positive because I found that if I watch the mainstream news, there's no positivity there for me. And so I've quit doing that, and I'm going to get to the point where certain YouTube channels are not going to be part of my daily watch either because it's getting kind of bad. Yes, we do need to keep up with what's going on in the world, but we don't need to let it overwhelm us. That's what my point is. And we need to have something in our lives to distract us from that. And for me, it's this channel and toys and chatting about our
Right.
toys. And chatting with our friends in the community and sharing that. See, Jim has Eduardo crowing. I got stray cats outside fighting. Meow.
Yep, the critters have their own secret life. It's fun to see from a
And Thanos Copter says that's
review.
about all he does is just toys and some comic stuff. Well, if you're into comics, I think Motu Joneser's been doing a little bit with his comics here lately. I'm looking for some comic videos to come from my favorite comic book guy.
Yeah.
And Ted says it's okay to live in a bubble. I live in a very happy bubble.
Nothing wrong
Yeah.
with that. Yeah, I would
There's
definitely
less,
recommend Ted if you have a little while, grab that Action Force book by Bill Nedrow. I haven't finished it yet, but what I've read is very entertaining, and it kind
How
of gives
much
a
does that
better
book
look at
cost?
the world. Oh Lord, I think maybe $20. It's a hardcover. It's on Amazon right now. It may come
Okay.
out in a different, like electronic if you're a Kindle reader.
I would.
or something down the
I'm
road.
not into that, but if it ever comes back in a paperback, now I used to read paperback novels real heavily back when I was younger. I would read 1 or 2 a day. I could
Oh, yeah.
read a paperback
I love some of those, like the Edgar Rice Burroughs reprints of some of his earlier works.
Well,
Especially the
those Tarzan novels were like you could read one of those in a day if you were a speed reader, which at one time
yeah.
I was. I don't think I could do that anymore. Goji says that his YouTube vacation is now over and he's got new videos coming this weekend. We cannot wait, Gojitron. So check out
Excellent.
Gojitron. If one of my wrenches is still there, throw up Gojitron's link to his YouTube channel. Probably YouTube at Gojitron. So just throw it up there so everybody can go
All right,
and
I'll see if I can
subscribe
pull
to
that up here real
Gojitron
quick.
if you're not. And if you're not subscribed to me, I hope today is the day that you do. Uh, I don't know if my chat is still got the I don't think it does. I think you have to put that every time you bring up a live stream. But I had the chat set so that you had to be a subscriber and that you had to wait 30 seconds between posts. The last time we had a live stream, I did that for a reason, and I did not turn that on today. And I think we're going to leave that off unless we have a problem.
Okay.
The reason I say that is because some of our friends who came to visit us weren't able to chat with us because they weren't subscribed and they weren't able to chat as frequently as they like because of the restriction. And they didn't realize why I had the restriction on there, and it kind of turned them off. But I told them what was going on, and everybody kind of rallied around and understood. But if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe, and I just would appreciate that. And you're most welcome there, Gojitron. You're most welcome, sir.
Yeah, I mean, just
Yep.
click on the subscribe and join the fun. I think it's a small thing to ask, just to subscribe so you can be a part of the chat. Doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah, I'm still gaining subscribers. I'm not gaining them as fast as I would like, but I've gone over 600,
Nice.
getting close to 620. So just hang in there, folks, and help me out. Just a little thing that I ask is a subscription. That's all I ask.
Yep.
Yeah, and plus, it just keeps it more intimate. I like, having the group that we have that comes in and we talk, and we're kind of getting to know some folks in the chat, and it's a good feeling. I don't like it when the chat gets so giant that you can't, like you say, you just can't keep up, or it
Yeah,
has a
when it
life of
Right.
its own.
when it rolls like that, and I've been on channels where there's like a couple of hundred people in the chat, and
Yeah,
and
it's usually Mega J Retro's channel. His just flow right through.
it
Yeah,
rolls, and
I mean, it's
and
it's
now
great that
some
there's so many folks involved, but then you kind of get lost in this wave of conversation.
yeah, and World Made of Cardboard's here. Hey, what's going on, man? Are you still driving? Have you made it home? Just out of curiosity, we're just we're kind of testing out a new format here for what we're going to be doing on open mic from now on. We're going to feature the live chat. We'll still have guests come on, like you, for instance. You can come on and be part of the panel here, like Adam and Largo and I are, and but we're going to be interacting mainly with the chat. The chat is who's on the open mic. Let's just say that's the way it's going to work from now on.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I put
And
Goji's link in the chat, but there's a slight delay. I'm not seeing it here, but they should be seeing it on the YouTube.
yeah, Ted Darklaw says, Bill, you'll be at 1,000 before you know it. Great community here. Thank you, Ted. I hope so. I'm just kind of doing what we call grinding. If you're a gamer, I'm just grinding here.
Yep.
Uh,
We're all gonna get there eventually.
Oh, you'll be there way before me, Adam. You're gaining
I don't
subscribers
know.
on a daily basis, man.
Yeah,
You're doing
speaking
well.
of gaming, I tried doing the Twitch thing, but it's just not my thing. Sitting there watching somebody else play a game.
I don't care for Twitch too much, and I can say that right now because nobody on Twitch is seeing me. I'm strictly YouTube tonight. A lot of times, especially my Sunday show, I'll dual stream that over at Twitch to just chatting. But I generally don't get more than one or two people watching me, and I don't know how long they watch for because I don't open my Twitch dashboard while I'm streaming over there. So, as the sex bots come in and all that bull crap comes in, I
Yep.
can't do anything about it because I don't have a wrench over there to do it for me.
Right.
See,
Yeah,
Black Knight
I'm just
Twitch
gonna.
is tough. I might make the switch to YouTube. Well, one of the things about Twitch that I was turned on to was the fact that you can monetize with just 50 subscribers over there. Well, yeah, that's true. But
I
here's Blue
couldn't figure
Sasquatch.
out how to. I couldn't figure out how to use Twitch for the
Oh,
life of me.
damn it, Blue! Every time you get here, you always catch the restream. You're not catching the live stream, man. I'm sorry. Maybe next time. And Radical Mom is saying hi to Paula. Radical Mom said hi, Paula.
Hey.
She said,
When are
"Hey,
we gonna
back."
get the Mrs. Weird Fantastic segment? I want to see some magic where you have your beautiful assistant helping you out.
We'll, we'll try to do something. Blue Sasquatch says, "Yo, is that Superman?" Adam, I'll
It
let
is
you
indeed.
answer that.
Yep, that is definitely Superman. It is me in the flesh.
War Made of Cardboard says, Ted Darkclaw, I'm really new to all this. I'm just looking at things I enjoy. Well, I'm going to tell y'all what, if y'all enjoy making paper craft, World Made of Cardboard is the channel to go to. And you can make some little sets for your action figures to play in that he's got over there.
Yeah, he not only is kind of an aficionado of the history of the papercraft books, the pop-out books that came out back in the day. He also designs and creates his own papercraft and then makes those available to folks who want to try their own hand at it. So
That's
definitely
cool.
worth a check out. I'll see if I can pull him up here too.
Now, Black Knight said he got affiliated on Twitter about 4 months ago, but he says it's hard to get people in his channel. Yeah, and it's hard to promote that. One of the ways in which you can, and of course I've got one too, but I think I'm going to fix it where just my Patreons can use it, is to have a Discord server and promote your Twitch on the Discord server so the people that are subscribed to your Discord server can see when you're going live, and then they can all hop in there because it's just kind of hard.
Oh, what did he say? Where's Batman when you need him? Oh, just
that's
hold on a sec.
You started something there, Blue Sasquatch. Woman Carlos, I only have 69 subscribers. Well, we all got to start somewhere. So just keep working at it. Is it live or is it Memorex? We'll never know.
Indeed.
Thanos Copter says, War Made of Cardboard prepared to have one more. So you're getting subscribers, man. You just hang in there.
Yeah.
And working on my next design. All right, so I'm waiting with a bated breath now to see what World Made of Cardboard is going to have for us next. Oh, check it out, folks. It's the Dark Knight. Actually looking more like the Bright Knight. You look like the Batman that I remember as a kid from the Bronze Age.
Yeah. The good Batman.
So there you go. There you go, Blue Sasquatch. You got your Batman. Now remember, this is not live though. This is a restream.
That's right. We're 5 minutes in the
This
past.
is just
or the future.
this is pre-recorded.
Yeah, this is pretty quick. Kind of like when Doctor Who had made the video for them to watch in the future, but he was answering all their questions as they asked them.
That was a good one. That was the one with the weeping angels.
It was. Black Knight says,
wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
Discord is small, and I stopped the grind when I switched to the toy stuff. Okay. And War Made of Cardboard says this is the only Batman that he enjoyed. Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that one.
I do like the blue
Batman,
and the gray.
That's the real hero, says the Blue Sasquatch.
That reminds me, I should have one of those superpowers bat wings coming. Bjorn,
Ted, you really need to look
me.
into World Made of Cardboard, buddy. You need to look into it. There's so much cool stuff on there. And matter of fact, folks, every now and then a World Made of Cardboard comes on this channel live, and you actually get to see his face to go along with and voice.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I've been meaning to ask you, World Made of Cardboard, have you started using your voice on your channel yet, or do you still just use the overlays to describe what's going on? Because you have a pretty good voice.
Yeah. Well, it's like the Melvor here. He's been in and around the what was it, the game chasers and toy chasers for a while, so he's kind of a veteran with this stuff. And yeah, things have definitely changed from back in the day.
Yeah. Let's see what Warmaker. I got my YouTube handle from the speech Superman made in the Justice League. Okay. And Daniel Carhoonan is here with us. He says, I was able to see the future to be part of this pre-recorded chat. Well, that's good. It's kind of interesting to be in a time warp sometimes.
I remember that. That was when Superman was fighting Darkseid. I think he was talking about, he always had to be careful letting loose his power, but he could go full force on Darkseid. You'd have to worry about him.
Yes.
Wow.
I don't know if y'all can hear my toy cams over here bleeping because all the chat that's going on in the toy chat's kind of getting going there.
Yeah, my phone started blowing up here too. I don't know. I need to check.
Yeah, well, it looks
messages.
like Mr. Eldor's talking, and then somebody has welcomed you to the Toy Network. So there's a lot going on over there. If you have a toy channel and you're not part of the Toy Network, get in touch with Mr. Ostradamus or Ken or somebody like that, and they can get you going.
Cool.
On Instagram. Which I have an Instagram.
Yes,
I know Jim Largo does, and I know Adam does. If you want to see some of the stuff that we do, we sometimes post that over on Instagram. Some behind the scenes stuff. If you want to see that, we post that sometimes. And
yeah, pretty much those are the only two places I hang out. I do toy photography on Instagram, and I'll put a few reels up, and then what I do with Bill and now with Largo's Lair, and I'll show up in the chat. You'll see me pop up and chat for some of our favorite toy enthusiasts when they do a live stream here and there.
I try to do that as much as I can, but I don't have a lot of free time to do it. And of course, I put Nightbot up there. I normally don't, but I want to remind everybody that I do have a Streamlabs ability to give me a donation by Streamlabs. If you guys want to do that, that's the link there that Nightbot has got in the chat. A few little bucks here or there helps the channel to grow and helps me to buy new equipment to afford to software. Right now, I'll tell you this, Largo, my goal right now is to get either enough tips or enough patronage. Right now, my patrons are paying for StreamYard. But if I can get a few more patrons or if there are enough tips coming in whenever I live stream, I'll be able to afford Canva. And with Canva, I can, and you can attest to this, I will be able to vastly improve my ability to make and cut videos with some of the tools that are available there.
Yeah, I've been experimenting with Canva over the last week or so, and you'll see some of those results on my YouTube shorts and also on Instagram. I've put some reels up using Canva, and it's slick. It's a really nice way for a novice like myself to do video editing and production and make it look like you know what you're doing.
Make it look like you know what you're doing. I like that.
Yeah.
Thank you for the comments on my voice, but every neighbor has a dog, and one neighbor has a Harley Davidson. I've got one of those. And my oldest daughter does the online video games and laughs all the time, so no soundproofing. Well, Jim has Eduardo, who was here earlier. But, I had to get rid of him. But yeah, every once in a while you'll hear Eduardo chiming in the background. And Jordell Fresh Breeze in the house catching us here almost to the 3-hour mark. What's going on there, Jordell Fresh Breeze? Yeah, this is an impromptu test live stream. I may leave this thing up. I mean, we had a really good chat today so far. But the beginning is a little unwatchable because basically I threw this up so that I could get a live stream going and put so that I could get the chat. Well, it's over here. Everything back. I needed the chat on my screen so that I could realize how to do my overlay for the open mic live chat. which is what.
I'd say leave it up, Bill, because for some folks it's interesting just seeing the evolution and the nuts and bolts of how these things are put together.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is a little dry, but it's part of
Well,
figuring
yeah,
it out.
the very beginning of this stream was me with GIMP open, not saying a whole lot and going, "Oh, I'm doing this," and kind of not saying anything while I was busy working on the overlay that I had to make to make the live chat look decent over here on the side. And of course, I've got my little microphone there, which I could move that microphone around if I go back into GIMP, and but I'd have to reload a new overlay.
Oh, okay.
I wish I could work on the overlays while they were right there on Streamlab, but that's just not possible. Okay, Adam now just has a bat symbol up there on the screen.
Yeah, just kind of swapping it around here.
Oh,
There we
yeah,
go.
well, there we
Gotta
go.
make it
So
proper.
Batman has his symbol behind him instead of Superman's. That looks a whole lot better, especially with the black there. It kind of brings out
Yeah.
the Batman.
That is cool. Hopefully, we'll see a Boy Wonder sometime in the near future to hang out with him. I always like Batman when he's got Robin. That was just my jam. Maybe because I watched.
You
the
never
66
know
show as
who
a
I'm gonna
kid.
bring on here.
That's true.
Never know. Never know.
Yeah, Robin gets some bad press now and then, but I always liked him as a character, especially the classic days when they were really partners, and hanging out.
Well, I would love to bring in the female characters, but it would just be so weird to have a man voice with it.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
true.
that's when you have to use your falsetto voice, Adam. And yes, you can do that. I've done that in the past as well. Sometimes you can bribe a girl member of your family to come in. I've done that with my daughter, but mainly we have to use our little falsetto voice, and of course that kind of adds to the charm when you do that. All right, so I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Largo, and you tell me how well this works out. I'm going to work on a thumbnail for tonight's chat, live open mic live chat and everything for the replay, and I'm gonna share GIMP with you guys and just let you guys watch me working on that and
All
see
right,
how
I'm
well.
gonna try to figure out how to put Do Not
Sweet.
Disturb on my phone because this thing keeps beeping at me now that I'm part of this.
Yeah,
I started it. Look what I started. Look what Eldor
Yeah,
That's
started.
right.
yeah, I think yeah, I think I warned you about that earlier.
You did.
All right, so this is the base thumbnail here. So the first thing I got to do is I got to find where it says Friday right here, and I'm going to duplicate that layer above it, and then I'm going to turn Friday off.
So it's similar to Photoshop, isn't it? It's just
It's
works
very
with all
much
layers,
similar.
right?
Yeah, GIMP is not quite as powerful as Photoshop, but the things that you can do in Photoshop, you can also pretty much do in GIMP. So let me go over here, and here it is. I need to go in and change the lettering in this from Friday to something else. Let's say special
Yeah.
midweek. Now, that's too big, so we've got to bring that sucker down a little bit.
Yeah,
There
when
we-
I was in the military, when we wanted to do something without a reason, we'd call it an A&R party. Ain't no
Yeah.
reason.
All right, so now midweek probably needs to have a little bit of a shadow behind it. So I'm going to do a drop shadow behind midweek there, and that's going to kind of make that midweek pop just slightly. And I guess I'll leave me and you up there, and the mic and open mic. I can move that. Let's see if I can grab a good part of that, and I can move the word open mic down just a hair to about right.
So once you tinker with it, you can create. is it created as an overlay that you can turn on and off, or how does that
Yes,
work?
yes. Everything you see on the screen is an overlay. So I've
Okay.
got uh, I've got a couple of backgrounds here that I can turn on and off whenever I want to, like the brick wall behind you.
Mm-hmm.
There's all of these are just different pasted layers that are on there. Uh, then we go up to the top here. We got the special midweek there. You can see the drop shadow sitting there behind it, and those are both two layers. Then there's the brand overlay. It's a layer, and then there's a layer there, and then there's a layer over there for you. And if I have a special guest on, I can do that. Just all kinds of different stuff here. I've got all kinds of logos and stuff that can go on there. Just different things.
Yeah.
How
Like
many
Johnny
how
Sorensen
many
is saying
screens are
here.
you allowed to share at once, Bill?
One, you can share
Just one,
one at a.
okay.
However, um, I can have a share in there, and you can have a share in there, and Largo can have a share in there, and then I can go between them.
Okay. So
But I
whoever
can't I can't
Oh,
I can't
okay.
share more than one thing at a time. So at this point here, Largo, should there be anything else for me to add to that thumb, or do you think that thumb's ready to go live?
Well, I think that's more than enough. It looks like some things are overlapping, but I can't tell what's going to be there and what's on for what we're showing right now tonight.
I think I need to say something over here on the side. The chat is the star, maybe something like that.
Sure.
All right, so I'll add another layer of text.
Can you do it
And
like a word bubble, like a cartoon?
I could, as a matter of fact, somewhere in here I've got a word bubble I could
Chat
stick it in.
bubble, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Let
That
me
might be
look
good.
let me look and see what I've got here. I've got that one.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got that one.
Yeah, and you can just flip it to make it pointing at you.
I could. Matter of fact, let me flip it.
There you go. Getting fancy now.
Yeah, well, I flipped the wrong thing. Hold on, let me edit. All right, let me come over here and
What was the odds he had one of those ready to go?
you'd be surprised at how many layers I've collected in this thing here, Adam. I've got a lot of layers, and they're just sitting here waiting to go. Let me do this.
Yeah, you never know what Bill's going to pull out on his bag of tricks. Of old commercials and
Yeah.
magic tricks, and I imagine there's even a sea monkey in there somewhere.
Yeah, we're gonna have
Somewhere.
to work on that little cartoon then. You guys send me an audio file of it or whatever.
All right,
Okay,
so
yeah, we'll
if we're
figure
gonna
something
we're gonna do that, then is it okay for the word balloon to overlap open mic, or should I kind of move it around where you can kind of see open mic in the background, or can I move it down to about right here, maybe? What do you think,
Yeah, I'd
Largo?
move it down to about right there, and yeah, that should work.
All right, now, so since I'm going to do a chat a word balloon, that means that I need to change my font.
I was just gonna
Or
say font, yeah.
I was going to say, you could cut my picture out, move the mic and open mic over, and then make your word balloon bigger and put it in the center.
I can do that in just a sec. Let me add a comic font, comic book lettering font that I've got here if I can find it. Blambot
Yeah,
Classic is the best. It looks just
I
like
use
the
Comic
real
Sans a lot when I'm doing stuff that's cartoon
Comic
or
Sans.
comic related.
Largo, get rid of, stop using Comic Sans. It's an awful font. Find
There's
a
better
real
one?
lettering font, and I suggest Blambot. Go to Blambot and get you a real comic lettering font. It looks
Blambot.
so
Okay.
much more. It looks way better than Comic Sans. All
All
right,
right, I'll check
so
it out.
the live chat is the star. Now that's too big, isn't it? So we'll just kind
Yeah,
of
you're
bring
just gonna change your font size.
And we're
There
going to
you
bring
go.
that down and
Oh,
make it.
Melvor's saying if you flip it upside down, it'll look better because then the word bubble will be coming at the bottom of the screen.
We can certainly do that, Melvor. Let me get back to the flip here and do a vertical flip and kind of like that, Melvor.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and then just bring it down and you're good.
There you go. That way it doesn't cover up your open mic neon sign.
All right.
Yeah.
And see if we can grab that and stick it in there.
Yeah, I like that.
Now, let me mess around with that a little bit. That like that. That like that. Come up here and delete that. And bring this here and make it a little bit bigger. I gotta get it. There we go. Now make that a little bit bigger and bring it just slightly. And then the next thing I want to do is center all of that text like that. How's that look?
Yep, we've all read enough comic books. We know what a word balloon should look like. That looks pretty good.
Right.
I thought that was one of the greatest things that anybody ever invented was the word balloon and thought balloon. It's like, man, that's a great idea. Now you can see what's going on. I love reading about some of the history of comic books when people like Will Eisner were coming up with ways of how they would set up the scene, and visual storytelling became a big genre of its own. It went from just being a kiddie book to being art.
Yep.
Even old Andy Warhol got in on it.
I don't know if you guys can see what's going on here as I'm exporting this image. The first thing I did was save the file itself. Mm-hmm. And I have a format. I got a thumbnail plus the date afterwards. First thing I save is I save the file itself, which is so that I can open it up in GIMP and go back to messing with it. That comes in handy if you want to edit a thumbnail later. You go down and find the old GIMP file for that. Do we have Ted Darkclaw in the house with us?
I think so.
Hey,
yeah, he
man.
was just saying Comic Sans is like Nickelback. Everyone hates on it, but we all secretly love it.
Okay,
likes the design there.
So the next thing I do is I save the thumbnail as a PNG file. So I'm exporting that as a PNG file. Now I can go back if I need to and edit this thumbnail. Say, for instance, there's a logo for something on there that I don't want to be there anymore in any future versions of that thumbnail. I can go back and take that out real quickly and then re-export it to that file and then re-upload it to YouTube. It's a quick thing if that ever happens. So
okay, so like if we're doing a theme night or we're talking about sea monkeys or boglins or whatever, you can pop up something there and just add it or subtract it.
Yeah, or if we have a special guest that we weren't expecting to show up, I can re-edit the thumbnail and say that special guest showed up. And
okay.
And the way I set my thumbnail names up, I can just go down through the list and I can say, okay, this is the date, bam, and then pull that thumbnail up, and it's already all made out for me, so I don't have to keep remaking it over and over and over again.
Right.
And I kind of like the consistency too. When people see that brick wall and the open mic neon, they know what kind of show that's going to be to pop on. Just like our Sunday show is a little bit different. It's more toy centric. So
right.
Yeah, the thumbnail definitely helps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you guys are still keeping your toys Sundays, right?
Yeah. That's a good point, Adam. I'm glad you brought that up. That gives me a chance to tell what the normal schedule is for my live streams. I normally do a Friday live stream called Open Mic, which is kind of what we're testing out here for next Friday. Now, Open Mic on Fridays, that happens at 4:20 Central Time.
That's about 6 my time, I think.
Yeah, 4:20 on Fridays. That gives me time to go and get all the nasty off of me from work and 420 is a special time of day. It means light them up if you got them, I guess. I don't do
Well,
Yeah.
that.
ironically, even though Bill's still in the continental U.S. and I'm here in Guatemala, we're actually on the same time zone, so that helps. I don't get as confused as like when I'm trying to catch you guys in Canada or our friends over in Australia.
Yep.
So
Yeah, it would totally throw you off.
Okay, I think I got or my cardboard's getting confused by what's showing on the screen there. Yeah, I've been messing with GIMP there, fixing what's going to be the thumbnail for this because I never made one today. Let's see. Gojatron says, "Well, chat, you didn't think you'd get a thumbnail creation course, but tonight you did. Thank you, there, Gojatron."
yep. Now you see how the sausage is made.
Yeah, but kind of a little bit of behind the scenes there. So this is going to be the thumbnail. Now I can't edit it with StreamYard now because I'm actually live streaming. But what I could do is after this stream is over with, I can go over to YouTube Studio, and I can replace the studio produced thumbnail with this thumbnail, and then from then on out, this is the thumbnail that this stream will have.
Yeah, that'll work.
And Ted Darklaw says, "This is why I love YouTube." Yeah, I mean, I wish more creators would kind of show behind the scenes how they're doing things, because it would help those of us who don't know how to do what they're doing do what they're doing. If that
Yeah,
makes
because
any
bottom
sense.
line, we're all
Yeah.
enthusiasts and amateurs, and we're just kind of figuring it out. So we definitely get a lot of help from our friends.
Yeah.
Our buddies, Ken from Toy Connections, have been invaluable in giving
Matter of
us
fact,
advice on live streams, and
Let me take that overlay off, and you guys can see the entire picture there. That overlay is kind of hiding some stuff. Yeah,
There we go. Now it makes more sense. Yeah.
Yeah, the overlay is mainly to overlay the chat screen when I have the chat screen going. But
Yeah.
what we're going to do is we were talking about our schedule. So Friday is open mic. Friday starts at 4:20 Central. Saturday is late night with Bill and Largo, and late night with Bill and Largo has a late night start date that is flexible. So we could start anywhere between 9 p.m. and 11 p.m. depending. And there is a depending in there. I won't go any further than that.
right, because we're all kind of night owls, but we want to keep
Yeah.
it within reason.
That's
Yeah.
right.
We've done the all nighters, and that's rough on the system.
Oh, it is. And then there's always the Sunday. What do I call that? Sunday toys, or no, I call it something. What do I call it? I'm losing my mind, Largo.
Well, I just call it the Sunday show, but that's where we showcase
Hangout,
most of the toys
hangout,
that we're looking at.
hangout.
The hangout.
Sunday hangout.
Yeah.
So we got the Sunday hangout. So Sunday hangout's is what I call the big show. It's mainly about toys. Open mic can be about anything. It can be about
Really,
toys.
really good show. The good show.
Yeah,
the
open
big
mic can be.
show.
Yeah, open mic can be about anything that the chat's talking about. The chat's the star, so we'll kind of interact with chat on open mic. The Saturday night show, more adult themes because it's late at night. We can talk about politics a little bit on there within reason. We can talk about racy things within reason if we use certain euphemisms for them. But it doesn't have to be mainly about toys. Now, the Sunday show, I want to focus on my toys and what I'm up to. And
Occasionally, we'll spotlight a new toy line that we're interested in, or something that crosses
Yep.
our radar, so to speak.
And you never know. Every once in a while, you may see a magic trick or two, or a magic performance. I do have a magic performance that I showed on late night with Bill and Largo last Saturday. That I have ready to premiere on YouTube. I haven't done that yet. I'm kind of saving that for the future. I don't know if you guys have noticed the premiere that I did. I was it Monday, Largo? Did I premiere that yesterday?
I'm not sure. This is my sandwich stealer. This is Kira.
Oh, I love dogs. Yeah.
See, she's licking her lips. She knows I got a sandwich sitting over here waiting on me. You want that sandwich, don't you, girl? Mm-hmm.
Good dog.
Yeah, I got to keep an eye on this one. She's a sweetheart, though.
Yeah.
Stay away from my sandwich. I'll give you a bite, but not.
What's Superman's dog's name? What's the name of that dog?
Crypto.
Crypto. There, it can be Crypto.
I've got. Let's see if I can get to him here. Yeah, Crypto's popped up on a couple of my YouTube shorts. He's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I love my
Gourmet
doggos.
Cardboard says, I'm definitely still figuring out everything. I've been doing 3D computer modeling for over 25 years, but I have to ask my wife and daughters how to use Facebook and Instagram. I can understand that.
Yeah.
Ted Darkclaw says, I like this thumbnail because Bill is saying the chat is a star, and Jim looks like he's saying, oh boy, here we go.
That's my grumpy I need coffee face.
Johnny Sorensen, one of my newest Patreons, is here with us. He says, sandwich for me, and got a little puppy dog icon there.
Yep.
And
And this is the other one that likes to steal.
Thanos Copper says, nice looking dog.
Yeah.
And Eldor says, what a sweetie there, Jim. So, yeah, there we go. You got the chat
Giving you
going.
kisses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Salty
this is Dulcinea.
Salty D's here, dropping by to say hello and love you. I got to go mod mode. All right. Good to see you there, Salty D. Glad you stopped by to say hello. Make sure you hit a thumbs up on the way out. And she says she misses you, Denise. Well, you guys are always welcome over here. Like I said, on Saturdays when we do our Saturday late night show, you guys can pop in. We'll try to do that maybe at 11 when things change. But in the meantime, I think we're starting it at 9 until things do change, if you know what I mean. And
We'll
OBS
just kind of play it by ear.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We had Pope in the house earlier. I think Pope just popped in for a minute, and then Pope's a busy man, so he probably headed out.
Well, no one expects the Spanish Inquisition. We weren't expecting to be on tonight.
Mm-mm.
Yes, I know, girl. I know.
Gojatron says, I'm too old to learn new technology. I make my videos with 2 tin cans and a string. Sometimes it feels like that over here for sure.
Yep. Yeah,
I can hear Paula puttering in the kitchen. So, we're going to end this one pretty soon. I think 3:30, 3 hours 30 minutes sounds good because we're at the 20-minute after mark here. So about 10 minutes, I think we'll call this one up.
I think Batman needs a nap.
Yeah. What is your sleep schedule like, Adam? Just out of curiosity, do you sleep a few hours and then get up and YouTube for a few hours and then go back and take another nap? How do you do
that? You pretty much got it in a nutshell. My sleep schedule is all over the place, but normally I'm a night hawk, so I'll stay up all through the night most times. But during the day, it's like power short naps. Like I'll nap an hour, might be 2 hours, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, right. Similar, because at night the bandwidth is a little better. So if I'm doing anything online, it's a lot easier here. But
it makes sense.
It's kind of funny because I can catch Largo right before I get ready to go to work, and then he's gone for the rest of the day. And then about the time I get home, he shows back up again. And I'm thinking that he's napping all during that time.
Pretty much. I get some micro naps in there. I get into my vampire mode. I crawl into my crypt for the daylight, and then I come out at night.
Yep.
Now, Mr. Eldor tells us that he makes all of his videos on a cell phone. Mr. Home Arcade does the same thing. I will say this. I don't see how you guys can do that.
Me either. I gotta say, I could not do that.
No, I'm unable. I'm unable as well because my phone is way too small. I can't hardly see the screen in the first place. So how can I edit videos on it? That's just that's amazing to me that you guys can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would definitely challenge my bifocals. I don't think I could.
The only thing I would use my cell phone for is my unboxing videos on Friday nights. I do use the cell phone, but there's no editing required, so.
Yeah. When I first started doing videos, I would actually film the videos on my iPhone, and then I would take the video from the iPhone and transfer it to the computer, and then edit it on the computer, and then send it up. And there's got to be a better way, folks. But I mean, I still haven't figured it out yet. But Largo's helping me work with Canva some, so maybe Canva will help.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems to be a good tool for novices, at least, to get started and figure out how things work. And they have a pretty good video and audio library.
All right, folks. Look, this is a fried shrimp right here in my hand. So Largo, let's feed the ducks, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, folks. We had a great stream tonight. It was kind of an impromptu thing that I started just to kind of test out the new format for Friday. If you guys want to join me on Friday, please do. The chat will be the star of the Friday show. Real quick there, World Made a Cardboard says, as I've gotten older, I enjoy going to bed at the early time that was punishment for me when I was a kid. You know, I do that too. And Ted Darklaw says, glad I could make a great film. Thank you so much, Ted. I appreciate that. And with that, cut the ducks off there, Jim, so that I can put the outro on. And I will tell you guys, good journey, and we'll see you all next time. Where did it go? There
Take
we
care,
go.
guys.
Bye, guys. Special thanks to these supporters on Patreon. Without your help, these adventures would not be possible. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's adventure, please hit like and subscribe and share the video.